There we go. There we go. There we go. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. We are live everywhere. We're live everywhere. I guess we'll hit it.
Yeah, this ain't your regular panel. Nah, we speak the truth. Late nights with Santana and Mama Jones watching. Better keep it clean. Let's go. Late nights, truth in the convo. Everybody get a seat at the table. From the block to the books, we mindful. No screaming, just dreams in the Bible. One mic, one voice, we build bridges from the heart of the hood to the world's big issues. Politics, pay, different cultures. But the real ones listen before they rebuttal. Late nights with Santana. Yeah, Mama Jones watching,
so keep it
grown. Ain't about flexing, this the purpose zone. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Yeah.
Late nights with Santana. What's going on, beautiful people? Late nights with Santana.
Late nights, no static. No highlight reel, this the soul's reflection. No shade.
What's going on, guys?
Connection from streetwise.
If you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. Let's get the likes up to 8,000 likes, and we are going to go ahead and get it rolling. We're going to get started, guys. If you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. We're going to go ahead and get into it. This is Late Nights with Santana.
Cause Mama Jones still watching, no frontin'. Yeah.
Late Nights with Santana.
You already know.
Late Nights with Santana.
Late nights, no static. Yeah. Mama Jones watching.
How's everybody feeling? Hey, how we feeling? How we feeling? Is everybody good? Really? Okay. Guys, as we get in, tap the screen. Come on, let's run the likes up, guys. Also, let's get the shares up to at least 50 shares. Let's get the shares up to at least 50 shares. Don't spam share, though. Don't spam share. That hurts the live. Don't spam share. Let's go ahead and get the likes up, though, guys. This is Late Nights with Santana. Hey. What up, Kevin? The Earth, how are we? Late Nights with Santana. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful night. Trinity, hey Trinity. Trinity, are you in the Discord? I know you're a sub, but you gotta get in the Discord. You gotta get in the Discord. Late Nights with Santana. Guys, welcome back. This is Late Nights with Santana, and we are back again for another. Okay, you gotta get in the Discord, Trinity. Use your link. It's in the actual link in your benefits for your subscription. It'll get you right into the Discord. Guys, tap the screen again. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 8,000 likes. And also, let's go ahead and send your daily heart me. If you have not sent your daily heart me, go ahead and send it. It's only one coin. It will help boost the live, push us out to the FYP. Also, guys, we have our daily gift goal, which is the little love you much. If we can go ahead and knock that out, I'll keep resetting those little 1 cent gift goals, and that way it will push us out to the FYP. And with that being said, guys, this is Late Nights. We are getting back into our conversation around intersectionality, and now we have multiple points that we have focused on, right? We've talked about the ableism axis, which I think a lot of people forget about ableism when they start talking about intersectionality, because it's something that a lot of people kind of push to the side, and we don't do that here. And we've had a really good week of talking about the different aspects of ableism, the understanding of people with disabilities, all of those types of things, right? But then also, we've had a really good flushed out conversation around colonizing intersectionality, right? Because we understand that a lot of people don't really understand intersectionality. And when they don't understand intersectionality, they think that certain things apply to them that actually doesn't, right? And that's harmful. That's absolutely harmful. And so we've been able to actually speak in multiple facets as far as what that looks like, how that's harmful, and how that actually takes away from people. But we've also last night got into a really, really good conversation about proximity and tokenization, and really understanding like the difference as far as, you know, making sure that you're not tokenizing someone, but still, you know, being their advocate. But the topic that I want to make sure that we get into tonight, without a doubt, is speaking up versus speaking over. I'm not going to give too much away. If you're interested in joining the panel, go ahead and request up. I'm going to go ahead and start letting people in. As you join the panel, please, please, please mute yourself. Please, please, please mute yourself. And then we will go ahead and get started. Check and see if you somehow got thrown into the box, because there were a few people that were thrown into the box, and when I shifted the panel. So again, I would really, I don't know if this person is here or not. I would really, really, really love an opportunity to speak with some people that I have not spoken with. So if you have not had an opportunity to actually join the panel, then go ahead and request up. If you have not had an opportunity to go ahead and join the panel, join the conversation, go ahead and request up. We are going to get into it. I really, really, really want to hear from some of those voices that we have not heard from, especially because, as you all know, so we are continuing down the path as far as intersectionality, but tonight is the last night for these specific topics. Now, we will continue to actually build and do more, but tonight is the last night for these specific topics on the background. And I think we have about 2 weeks left. And even more so, I know that we got a couple of the things that people were requesting. I know for a fact that I would like to break down how religion plays a certain role within it as well. Yeah. Because I think that there's a lot of, I'm not going to give it away. But again, guys, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 25,000 likes. I just reset the daily gift goal to the little chili peppers. And I know there's a couple of people in the box. Again, I'm going to go ahead and start letting people in, but I really, really, really would love to get some people that I have not heard from yet this week on these topics, because I want to make sure that everyone is getting a chance to speak. So if you have not had an opportunity to join the conversation on these topics, go ahead and request up, and I will let you in. But I want to talk for a moment before we really get going. And I really want people to take a step back and really think about this one. Speaking up versus speaking over. Because this is going to be a big one for us tonight. And a lot of people have a hard time. Drawing that line and having that understanding and understanding the difference between the two. Right? They have a hard time deciphering where's speaking up versus speaking over. And I see this a lot with I'll use a personal reference. I have certain white creator friends, right? We know how TikTok can be. TikTok can be very heinous at times. TikTok can be a place that is very much divisive. And a lot of people don't know how to actually draw the line between their actual perspective, whether it's some type of quote unquote debate, or if you're actually talking about real things, real life. And I say that in the sense of like human rights, right? Because I say this all the time. I'm willing to debate a lot of different things, but the thing that I'm not willing to debate is human rights. Like if you can't agree that everyone should have human rights, then that's a you problem. right? And so I have a lot of people that I see who immediately, when there is people that come up on the panels, right? They join these conversations, and it's interesting to see how certain Black people within the space react to racism versus how non-Black people react to racism. And I think it's always a good thing to call out a racist, call out a sexist, call out an ableist, call out a a classist. Like, I call them out every single time. But the thing that you want to stay away from, is being so pro this or so pro that, that the person who you're trying to advocate for doesn't even get to actually defend themselves, doesn't even get a word in about what they think or what they feel. It becomes you actually being the person that has not only the loudest voice, but you become the center of attention, the actual focus of the conversation. I'll give you guys an example. So a couple of weeks ago, I was hosting a debate, and I ended up speaking to someone who was transphobic, right? And I'm not a part of the transgender community, but I definitely like to think of myself as an advocate for them. I have a lot of people who I connect with that I think I think the world of them. I think they're so amazing, and I try my best to make sure that I'm doing whatever I can to amplify their voices, protect them, and use my privilege as a shield for them. And as I was doing this debate, because the guy wouldn't get off of it, I brought up a couple of people that are in the transgender community. And while debating, the guy just kept leaning into the transphobia. And one of the people that were on the debate panel with me, they had Supermod. And for anyone who doesn't know, the way I run my panel, it's a little bit different. Like, other people don't get to actually control like who comes up, who goes down. Like, I am fully like monitoring how things work. And as this guy continued to be like the worst version of himself, at least in my opinion, maybe he had worse, I don't know. But as he actually showed who he was, I was ready to kick him. I was ready to shut him down. I was ready to kick him out of my live. I was ready to ban him. But I told the people that were part of the transgender community, who were up on the panel, who were engaging in this actual debate with them, I said, hey, you guys got control. This is your panel. This is your show. You make the decision. And as long as you're willing to have the conversation with him, he can stay. But as soon as you're done, he's getting out of here, right? And I say all that to say, sometimes that's what we have to do if we want to make sure that we are speaking up versus speaking over people. Understanding that it's not about us in that situation. It's not about us in that moment. It's not about us being comfortable. It's not about us being angry. It's about the people that we are advocating for. And if those people that I'm advocating for wants to continue to have that conversation and they feel like they can control the conversation, because I trusted them, both of them, and those people felt like they could actually control the situation, I let them go. I let them do their thing until they said, all right, that's enough. And I couldn't get rid of him fast enough. The point that I'm trying to make with that story is understanding that no matter how much we may be offended for a marginalized community, no matter how much we want to protect someone of a marginalized community, no matter how much we feel like we have to be that shield for a member of a marginalized community, we can never, ever, ever put ourselves ahead of whatever they want. You always have to remember that. You absolutely always have to remember that. I try to keep that in mind when I start to try to advocate for women. Because another thing that gets me while being on this app is it's how some men specifically are so willing to be openly misogynist and sexist, or how they overwhelmingly lean into misogynoir. And as someone, I have 4 older sisters. I was raised by my mother. I have a wife. And to hear the way that certain men on this app speak to women, and not even just like in the ways of cursing them out or just completely being disrespectful. But when certain men lean into the misogynoir and they continue to speak over Black women, they continue to be condescending. And I'm on the panel at the same time as them. And there's no issue with the way that they talk to me. They can have a conversation with me. As soon as I start speaking, their mouth closes. But as soon as that Black woman goes on for 2 seconds, it's a problem. And that bothers me a lot. That absolutely bothers me a lot. So much so that I often want to, quote unquote, crash out, right? But I have to keep myself in check and remember, it's not about me. It's not about me. I can call out the misogyny. I can call out the misogynoir. I can call out the sexism. I can call out all of those things without taking the spotlight away from the women that I claim to be advocating for. So that's my point. That's my point. When we talk about speaking up versus speaking over, And I know I'm monologuing, guys. I apologize. And just an FYI, I know we got some people in the box. I'm going to start bringing some additional people in here in just a moment. I really, really, really want to hear from some people that we have not had an opportunity to hear from. I want to make sure that we get to hear from people that has not spoken on this conversation, because I know for a fact that there's a lot of times that a lot of people want to join conversations and they don't feel like they are properly equipped, or they don't feel like they get an opportunity. I also know here on late nights, when we start to get into these conversations, I have a tendency to kind of lock in on the people that are having these conversations and I don't necessarily quote unquote spread the love around. And I want to make sure that I start off that way. So if you are someone that wants to join the conversation, that has never joined the conversation, that is interested in joining the conversation, go ahead and request up, and I'm going to go ahead and start bringing people in here in just a moment. So this is the last thing I'll say before I bring more people in. Being that tonight is the last night this week that we're going to focus on this topic, I want to make sure that we really get to the topics on the background, and not only talk about the topics on the background, but I like the approach we took last night. And the approach that we took last night was one of a proactive stance, not a reactive stance. We didn't just talk about like, oh, these things are harmful, these things are hurtful, these things are bad. We talked about all of that, and then we talked about solutions. We talked about how other people can be proactive, how other people can be active, who can be activists for them, how other people could actually deconstruct and work through issues that they have to be better for other people. Allison, are you there? Allison, did you realize you're up here? I don't think Allison realized she's up here. I'm going to go ahead and drop her down. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start bringing people in. Again, if you have not actually joined the conversation, go ahead and request up. I'm going to bring people in. If you have not joined the conversation, go ahead and request up. Again, tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the shares up to 50 shares. Let's get the shares up to 50 shares. Again, oops, I didn't mean to do that. You do not have to spam share the live, but if you can share it to maybe, if everybody shares it out at least maybe once or twice, that would be super, super helpful. Also, if you have not sent your daily heart me, go ahead and send your daily heart me. It's only 1 coin, and it will help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. So go ahead and do that. And again, I'm going to start bringing people in, and we are going to go ahead and get going. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. There we go. All right. Perfect. All right. Let us get into it. Megan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Megan, what topic on the background intrigued you the most and made you want to join the conversation?
Speaking up versus speaking over.
Listen.
It's something I'm so passionate about.
That is something that we really have to get into, and it's something that I really want to put a lot of attention on. So absolutely awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Give me 1 second. Lady P, how are you?
I'm good. What's happening?
Good. Lady P, what topic on the background brought you in this evening? Which one are you most excited to speak about?
I think colonizing intersectionality is a good one. I want to hear more about. I want to hear more about the ableism access. Too. So, yeah, I think those 2 ones.
Okay. Perfect. 1 second. Short life. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Short life. Which topic on the background brought you up this evening that you're most excited to speak about?
Speaking up versus speaking over, and then ableism access.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Give me 1 second. Ray, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Wonderful. Ray, what topic on the background brought you up and you are excited to actually speak on this evening?
The proximity and tokenizing.
That is a good one. All right, perfect. I don't know if this other person's gonna actually load in. They're still spinning on my side, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, let us begin. First and foremost, for the people on the panel, please be mindful of TikTok-friendly language. What does that mean? That means using words like pew pew, unalive, C19, mustache man, all of those words that will not only protect your TikTok, but it will help protect the live. Also, guys, please remember that we are a safe and friendly community here. What does that mean? That means that we don't deal with any of the isms, racism, sexism, classism. We also don't do any of the phobias, homophobia, transphobia, none of that. We don't play that on the panel or in the chat. And speaking of the chat, please be mindful. Do not use caps. Caps are for mods. Caps will draw my attention away from the panel and to the chat, and we definitely don't want to actually do that, especially with these important conversations. Last but not least, guys, let's keep the likes going. Listen, you know what? I was super successful with this last night, so I think I'm gonna do it again. I'll do it again. I'm gonna just come out the gate with it, right? Because sometimes I don't know if you guys think like tapping the screen is like an extra fee. So listen, tapping the screen is free here at Late Nights. If anybody try to charge you to tap the screen, let me know. I'll personally take care of it. Listen, all the likes you want to give is free on me all night. We good? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and throw up a 10-minute timer. We're gonna throw up a 10-minute timer. We're currently at 36. I think we can get up to 75. In 10 minutes. So tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get up to 75,000 likes, or we're gonna go to sub only for a little while. We're gonna go to sub only for a little while. So tap the screen. And guys, if you would like to support the live, you can do so. We do have a nightly donation goal of $250. If you would like to support the live, you can definitely do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the new pay link. We had an issue with the PayPal, but we got that all squared away. So it is now Santana Speaks for You. And again, the pay links are in the bio. Or if you're over on YouTube, what up YouTube? What up Twitch? If you're over on YouTube and you would like to actually support the live, you can do so by sending a YouTube super chat, and I will read that YouTube super chat out. Mr. Scorpion, do you realize you're here? Mr. Scorpion 72? I don't think he knew. Got it. I don't think he realized that. What up, E?
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello. Erica Shantae.
Yes.
What topic on the background brought you in and you're most excited to speak about this evening?
Speaking up versus speaking over.
Okay. Perfect, because that's exactly where we're starting. All right, I'm gonna start with Megan. Megan, I don't know. Hi. I think you got to hear some of my story.
I did.
Awesome. Megan, I would love to hear your thoughts around speaking up versus speaking over, and not only your thoughts around it, but what does it look like for you if someone were to actually want to advocate for you?
So I think that there are two things that we have to recognize in the disabled community, because there's people who are physically speaking up for you or speaking over for you, but then also people try to like physically do things to like sometimes speak over you instead of helping you, like instead of helping you in necessary ways and considering the help that you do need, and versus like kind of like them judging your ability and deciding what they think that you're able to do versus what you're actually able to do. And then that kind of results in people, we talked about this, but like moving you across rooms if you're in a wheelchair without asking you because they don't think you're able to get yourself there yourself and things like that. And then people will actually physically speak over you because they sometimes think that because you're disabled, you're unable to adequately advocate for yourself, which can be really frustrating because I think that specifically people who are disabled, they just sometimes are automatically not even given the opportunity to attempt to speak up for themselves, which is extremely frustrating.
So the question I have for you now, Megan, though, is what's your solution? Understanding that there's multiple things that people can intentionally or unintentionally do, and I think that we've all established, or I think we've established the fact that the only way to ensure that we're not crossing that line of speaking over and we're continuing to speak up is if we listen to those people that we're advocating for. So with that being said, Megan, how do you ensure that those things don't happen when it comes to you?
Ask. Like, I appreciate so much, even if it's a person who I've never really met before or interacted with. Like, I never mind when somebody just is upfront and honest. Like, if you just have like an inherent like want to learn how to speak up for the disabled community, like I never mind, like I said, someone that I've never even talked before coming up to me and just asking how do I appropriately advocate for you? What are some things that I can do that will be like the best for you?
Okay.
And
Um
yeah,
okay, so Megan,
yes.
that was a trick question. I want you to listen to it again, right? Before I say this, real quick, guys, you see this right here? This timer, we got like 4 minutes to get up to 75,000 likes. So tap the screen. Let's get it going, guys. Tap the screen. Also, can we get those shares up to 75 shares? If everybody can just share it once, just share it once, just share it out once. You don't have to spam share it, but just share it once. Megan,
Yes.
what do you do to ensure that people are not speaking over you, but speaking up for you? And keep this in mind. I'm more so speaking to people who do it unintentionally, right? Because we all know, a lot of people have the best of intentions, but intent only matters to the person that's actually doing the thing, not to the person that is involved. So let's say someone is ignorant of the fact of like the things that they think that they're doing for you. They think they're doing a positive thing. What do you do to ensure that they're not speaking over you, but still they have the ability to speak up for you?
Honestly, it comes down to just like saying something like when somebody is doing things that just like are like speaking over me, especially when the things that they are saying or doing are just like wrong, like sometimes just completely shutting me out of conversations and not even like asking me what I want. I just have to say something and just tell them, hey, like you didn't, like I know that you have the best intentions, but you haven't even asked me what I want or if I want to be moved or if I want or if I need these things that you're saying or if this is what I want you to be even like talking about, or if this is what I associate with, I just have to be like, hey, like, I'd appreciate it if you would ask me. And then, I have no problem with, after we've talked and you know the things that I want, I have no issue with you advocating for me or talking about things that somebody in my situation would need. I appreciate like people being passionate, but it starts with a conversation with me first. And we need to find a common ground and make sure that we're on the same page about what I need.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So this is what I want to do now. So short life. You are in a situation now. You've already clearly, you know what your boundaries are. You know when someone is no longer speaking up for you, yet speaking over you. And Megan established the fact that you gotta make sure that you're using your voice, clearly communicate, make sure that you hold your line, which is not always the easiest thing to do. But short life, what do you do? What do you do if you try to communicate like, hey, this is not speaking up for me, this is speaking over me, and the person isn't receptive? If they say, oh, that's not what it is, or oh, you're being too sensitive, what do you do in those situations?
To be honest, that's something I need to learn what to do. Because in general, I'm not a very confrontational person. And I try to empathize with the other side of they mean well. And if I push too hard to establish those clearer boundaries with them, that it could revert them back to the other side, because most of the time it's white people who are trying to speak up for causes that are important to me. But then you gotta tread that fine line, because the white ego is so fragile that any wrong move or discussion, and suddenly your cause is no longer important to them enough for them to use their privilege to get it out more than someone, for example, Native issues. Natives can scream things from the rooftops, but as soon as a white person starts speaking out on it, it's like hitting everyone's FYP.
Okay. All right. So short life, no, I'm not going to accept that answer. I'm not accepting that answer. Also, before I get into that, guys, I just realized, so the timer is up, but we're so close. Let's do this. Let's go into overtime. I'll give you 2 more minutes to get up 75,000 likes. I know we can do it. 2 more minutes to get up to 75,000 likes. Tap the screen. Do all the wonderful things. Also, can we knock out the pink heart puffs? We're in overtime. 2 minutes to get to 75,000 likes. If not, we're going to go to sub only. Short life. No. Why should someone's comfort come at the expense of your humanity? Why should someone's ignorance come at the expense of your decency? Why do you have to actually take a back seat because you're worried about walking on eggshells, or you're worried about offending someone who says that they want to do a good thing? So short life, I'm saying no. no, you can't be careful. And I understand that confrontation is a scary thing. Confrontation and conflict is not something that comes natural to a lot of people. And in a lot of instances is not even something that some people feel is necessary. But we're digging into solutions tonight. So, Short Life, I need you to tell me, you're in the situation. You've clearly stated your actual boundaries, and someone still doesn't understand. And again, they're not intentionally trying to speak over you, but they are. How do you deal with that?
I guess I would just have to start to be louder than they are.
How so?
Whether that's correcting misinformation, speaking louder, or making my point more clear in how whatever they're saying could be wrong, more harmful than actually helpful, or just not relevant to the situation.
Yeah. I think the big point that I want to make sure that I get across, not only to you, but to everyone, because I'm not saying specifically how you engage in quote unquote confrontation or conflict. But the thing that I want to make sure that I'm hammering home to you and to everyone that's listening or watching is no one's comfort should ever come before your humanity. Ever. It doesn't matter what the situation is. There should never be a situation where someone's feelings are more important than you being treated as a person, as a human. And that's the point. So, Short Life, if you have to, I'm not an advocate for yelling. I don't yell well. I know you guys might have seen me like debate and I fuss and all this other stuff, but when I get too loud, my voice gets weird, and I feel weird when my voice gets weird. So like, I'm not a good yeller. I've never been a good yeller my entire life, so I don't yell. But I do think that there's value in standing firm. And just like you when you gave me the answer and I told you no, I need another answer. That's another way as far as ensuring that people respect your boundaries. So, Short Life, I'm not going to tell you what you have to do or how you have to do it, but I just want to drill home the point that anyone speaking over you in the thought process of speaking up for you, if you value what they're doing, you have to make sure you correct it. And you should not feel bad about correcting it. What do you think?
I agree. It's just getting over my own like roadblock, the head block of just do it, just say it, just bleh.
Listen, that's a thing. That's the thing. We often get, the funniest thing is we often make up like some of the biggest worries or fears or things like that in our own head. It's always interesting. You guys ever notice, like, when you're doing things, let's say you go to the gym and you're really self-conscious about being at the gym because you think that people are watching you work out, or you're really kind of cautious about how you walk or what you're doing or whatever, because we always kind of have a tendency to think that other people are watching us. When in reality, most people are in their own little world. They're in their own little bubble. They're not really thinking about you. They're not really looking at you. They're doing their own thing. So if you ever see me out and about, I'm as weird as I want to be all the time. My wife has to correct me. I sing, I'll dance, I will do just, I'm as random in person. Erica, am I wrong? Erica, am I not as random in person as I am online?
It's a lot. Yeah.
It is. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's because I know people have anxiety and they can be self-conscious or whatever the case may be, but you have to be yourself. So, Lady P, I'm coming to you now. I'm coming to you now. Because you've established your boundaries as far as speaking up versus speaking over. And you've clearly communicated now your boundaries as far as like, hey, I need you to understand what you're doing now is speaking over me, and that's not what you need to do. You don't do that. And still sticking with the same vein of good intention or good intentions for certain people. How do you move forward? How do you not only move forward, because again, conflict is not always easy, but let's say the person is receptive in that moment with the conflict. How do you move forward from that point while also ensuring that it's not something that's just in the moment? Because I know, you know, for a fact, there's a lot of people that can, you know, fix things in the moment or say that they're good in the moment or whatever the case may be. But how do you ensure that the way that you have communicated your things to that person who is trying to do the right thing is something that is a lesson learned and not just a moment in time?
I guess just can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because my box wasn't lighting up. But so I guess the only way like to just make sure that it's sticking is to follow up with people, and like and just continue to have like the same conversation that you had with them that day, and see like if they developed anything or whatever, and check in with folks. I know what's it called. I know that I play Kahoot, so I talk about race a lot and I talk about queerness a lot, and a lot of my supporters watch me a lot. And I will do a Kahoot like reviewing all the stuff that I talked about for like the last 6 months or whatever to see how much information is retained. And you'll be surprised by who be coming in first place.
That's such a good
And
thing.
so yeah, so I think that's a good way to like just like to check to make sure that people are like retaining information that you're doing. Of course, like if you're talking about like a moment where, of course, you're just talking like a specific instance with an individual who is like had needed to learn something. Of course, like you had to like figure out a different way to figure out how to retain that. But just like checking in with folks and making sure that what you said is sticking. At the end of the day, you can't force them to retain information. You can only check in to make sure that they're retaining it. That's on them to if they're going to keep what you said or not.
So
And I
wait,
and I
let me
feel
hop
not
in
be
for a
that
second.
close. Uh-huh.
How can you tell? Because again, we're working under the premise that the person that we're talking about is being good faith, right? The person that
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about is genuinely trying, or at least to our assumption. So how can you decipher? Let's say you do correct this person and they seem good intention, but then later down the line they, I don't want to say relapse, or it's, you know, it there's no quote unquote follow through, and they're not respecting your boundaries, and then again they go back to speaking up, speaking over you. How do you discern whether it is truly someone who made a mistake again in that moment, or someone who didn't actually learn and is just doing whatever they want to do?
Um. Well, to me it's all the same. I don't really too much care about all that. If you're not retaining the information that I'm giving you, then it's really no point in me talking to you at that point. Like you could be good faith all you want to be, and if you are just going back to the things that we already discussed, and it just shows that you're just I'm going to at least interpret you as performative, and just chunk it up to that and call it a day. I'm not gonna waste all of my time trying to make sure that one person is following through and making sure that they are doing all of the right things, because I make myself very clear. I don't know where, but I make myself very clear. I say my things very clearly. I make sure that people understand what I'm saying the first time. And if you are struggling to do that and you can't do it over the course of like a time period, over the course of enough time to where we are away from each other and come back, that's a problem. And we just don't got to talk about that. We don't got to be around each other. It's just gonna be that simple.
Okay.
Yeah, to
Okay.
it.
Okay. E, coming to you.
Yes. Okay.
So you have now clearly articulated your boundaries, clearly articulated, hey, you're not being an advocate for me. You're speaking over me. Your voice is louder than my voice. You are the center of attention, and no one's talking about the actual issue anymore. I need you to correct it by doing A, B, and C. I need you to understand that this is how you fix it, A, B, and C. And the person says, oh, yeah, I got it. You know what? Support black women, love black women, da-da-da-da-da. And then
They talk about their
down the
9-foot
road,
ceilings. Oh,
say it again.
that's never mind. I said they talk about their 9-foot ceilings. Never mind.
Oh, first of all, we're not choosing violence here. We're not doing that. So then
I'm sleepy.
I hear you. Listen, follow. Then you clearly articulate. They say they're going to do the things, and then they don't. And I know Lady P said that there's really no difference as far as whether you actually meaningfully do it or you do it by mistake or whatever. But let's say you determine that this person is not someone who is actually trying to be an advocate, someone who does not have black women at the forefront. They don't mean the things that they say. How do you walk away? But not only do you walk away, is it your responsibility to make it known so other black women or other marginalized people are not affected by that same person and that same person's actions?
Yeah, it'll be my responsibility. Because then if poop hits the fan, you don't want to be like, well, I knew and I didn't say anything. So I firmly believe now in my ripe old age that, if a person shows you who they are, believe them the first time. you know so like Lady P said, you follow up and hopefully they follow through, but if they don't follow through and they don't listen, then it's okay to not engage with that person anymore, because apparently their ego is more important than your humanity. And so with that being said, it's okay, and it's okay to talk about it too. So if it happens, you talk about it and you let people know. You don't have to go on like a smear campaign or anything of that nature, but you can just let people know what your experience was with that person, and then they get to determine what their experience is going to be with that person from there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. um how do you portray that information to others, right? I mean, I know you said you don't go on a smear campaign, which I agree, right? I'm not someone that believes in talking bad about others or whatever the case may be. But listen, that word that I know that word that Lady P just threw around, that performative word, I hate that word almost as much as I hate boots on ground. But
Oh my God.
exactly, I hate those two words so much. But anyway,
Same.
when you determine someone to be performative,
hmm
then how do you actually ensure that your message is communicated correctly? Because, you know, not everyone is willing to receive the message that you are giving, but if it's your responsibility to get the message to them, then you want to make sure you communicate it clearly. So how do you go about doing
It,
that?
it's a few things there. So first things first is that the truth is never mean. That's the first part. The truth is never mean. And I say a wise lady told me that one time. The truth is never mean because the truth is simply the truth. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, your experience is your experience. And if you're conveying that and it comes across as mean, then maybe you weren't the person that was mean. Maybe what happened is.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, another thing in regards to that whole performative thing, here's the thing: the people that want to hear you will hear you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Some people already have an idea of you, who you are. And no matter what you say, no matter what you do, you could solve world hunger. I'm being, you know, like hyperbolic is the word I think I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm exaggerating. But you could solve world hunger, bring peace all across the world, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody's still gonna have something to say about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone's still not going to listen to anything that you have to say. And you know what? That's okay. You can't please all the people all the time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm gonna say
again,
you could
I would
please
just
some of the
say,
people sometimes, but not all the people all the time.
yeah, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. So I would just say your experience is your experience. You can share it. And you always can tell, like when someone, I hope I'm not long-winded, but you always can tell, like just based off of personal experience, like whenever I shared a moment of vulnerability on this app, it has always been genuine.
Mm.
All right, and I think people have been able to pick up on that, which is a great thing, because it's like it's not often that I am, and you can also tell when someone isn't being genuine
Mm.
and that they're just doing it, you know, for nefarious reasons. They're doing it to be petty, to be
Mm-hmm.
mean, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to, you know, smear someone else's name and so on and so forth. It's just you can tell these things. But again, I say it's gonna be some people that just don't like you, and that's okay. And they're not gonna believe anything that you say. You know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
you know your heart.
Yeah. Okay.
There's that.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Ray. Ray, coming to you. So
What's up?
Ray, in this instance, you are the person. Ray, you were told by Megan that, hey, you're speaking over me. You're not respecting my boundaries. You aren't doing the things. And I'm sorry. Yeah, and then no, I apologize. Uh, yeah, and then Short Life told you, hey Ray, like you're still doing it. You're not listening to me. You need to understand, like this is how things need to actually occur. And then Lady P comes behind and said, Ray, this is the follow-up. Like, hey, let's check in because I still feel like there is a disconnect. And after the check-in, Ray, Lady P says, which then Erica says, Ray, I'm done. I can't align myself with you anymore. You're not a real advocate. You are performative. And I'm going to ensure that people understand, like, hey, you aren't who you say you are. You're not about what you say you're about. They shouldn't put their trust and confidence in you. Right. One, can you be redeemed? And two, how do you go about not only redeeming yourself, but ensuring that anytime that Ray wants to actually use his voice for Black women, for the queer community, for people with disabilities, that Ray isn't making himself the center of attention, isn't taking away from those voices, isn't centering himself, but actually elevating and protecting them?
I would say honestly, you would get back to the again. I'm a military guy, so use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Um, and another one is big ears, small mouth, and that's a huge thing I believe in. I've learned a lot sometimes just by being a fly on the wall. You know, everyone's got an opinion, but sometimes if you just take a step back and force yourself to sit back, listen to what the other person is saying and not have a response, you might learn something that you would have never thought that you would have learned. And then at the same time, you can also be very blunt. And I know a lot of people don't like blunt. Again, coming from a military background, law enforcement as well, we are very blunt people and we'll tell you directly straight to your face X, Y, and Z. So, but you also have to have that with tact. You have to understand your audience. You have to understand that every person's not going to receive that information the same way across the board. So learning to just listen at first and say, hey, how are they responding to me? How are they listening to me? That kind of can steer you toward hey, I can take Avenue A or I can take Avenue B or Avenue C when dealing with this person individually.
Okay.
And that's a
Okay.
hard thing to learn. It
Follow.
really, and that's wisdom.
Well, follow-up question for you, Ray.
Okay.
Once you do those things, right? Let's say that you redeem yourself and you get to a point where people start to implicitly trust you again. They start to say, you know what, Ray messed up, but Ray is definitely an advocate for people with disabilities. Ray is definitely an advocate for the queer community. Ray is definitely an advocate for Black women or women in general. Is Ray, you know who Kobe is, right?
Yeah.
Ray, job done? Job not done. What do you think? Do you think that once you get to that point where those marginalized communities start to say, yes, this person has it, this person understands it, this person is someone that we would quote unquote deem to be an advocate, an ally, for lack of better words, an accomplice? That's the word I've been searching for the whole time. They say Ray is an accomplice. Are you done?
I don't necessarily think so.
Why?
Only because you might be able to, in your inner circle and people that deal with you every day, understand, but you may not be able to articulate to the general mass public that you're also with them at the same time. Some people have it, some people don't. And I think that's a hard thing for some people to actually understand is, yes, I can sit there and say the same thing. I'm just saying it a different way. I'm here for you and I'm trying my best to either one, understand, or two, advocate, or three, both. But at the same time, I just personally cannot verbalize it to you in a way that you will understand that, hey, you know what? I'm here for you. I just can't verbalize it. And I think a lot of that has a lot to do with social media, our personal upbringings, and a various of other factors that are thrown in there. I mean, each person is different. We all know that, but that's just me. Again, I've worked with multiple people across multiple backgrounds, poor, rich, white, black, Asian. It doesn't matter. I've done it all. So understanding those differences, I think, will aid in the overall understanding.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Let me say one thing real quick. Guys, you guys don't have to engage with Democrats for Trump. This is what happens when people make something their entire personality, right? When certain people have nothing else except like the one thing that they're hyper fixated on, they lack the ability to read a room. They lack the ability to understand that there's different conversations. Heck, they even lack the ability to engage or view the actual background of whatever live they join or listen to the people. So I'll personally take a moment to say thank you to all of the people that are here right now that are not only listening, the people on the panel who are actively engaging in this conversation, the people in the chat that are actively communicating as well. Because I'm reading the chat. I see what you guys are saying. I love your comments, and I love how you all are talking through this conversation as well. And that's what sets you all, that's what sets our late nights community apart from people that spam MAGA stuff or politics in a chat that's not even talking about politics. I think some people need to just get a life. Anywho, so the point that I think that we need to take from this though, Ray, and I'm going to keep it moving, but the point that I wanted everyone to really get from this is that just because you reach a certain level, I think the best way to actually equate this, there was an actual conversation that was being had where they talked about how, like, a recovering alcoholic, when they're sober, they're never done being a recovering alcoholic. They'll always be a recovering alcoholic for the rest of their life. And so just because in one moment of time you may be someone that is trusted or someone that people deem to be, an accomplice or whatever the case may be, that does not mean that you are always solidified in that position. That does not always mean that you are perfect. And that also does not mean that you don't have more growing, learning, and work to do. That's why Kobe is my favorite basketball player of all time, because the Mamba mentality exemplifies him always saying, job not done. No matter what it is, job not done. You can always do more. So with that being said, we have a new person to the panel. I want to hop in for a quick second, and then I got something else for the rest of the panel. Aubrey, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Wonderful. Aubrey, what on the background actually got you to come up and want to engage in a conversation, or was it something that someone said that made you want to join?
It was something that someone said. I really cannot stop thinking about, can you find me a grape with a seed inside, Santana?
Okay, so
I got E. It's okay.
Okay.
Aubrey.
That was from last night, but it just makes me giggle. Anyway, I love you. Love what you do. Thanks for fighting the good fight.
Sure. Aubrey, can I say something real quick?
What's up?
So I was just talking about a guy that I literally just muted a moment ago. Democrats for Trump or whatever. because he wasn't reading the room. We weren't talking about politics or anything like that. But for some reason, he was spamming weird stuff about Tulsi Gabbard in the chat and all this other stuff. And Aubrey, you joined the panel. You waited patiently. We continued to talk, and then it was your opportunity to speak on the topics on the background or actually engage in additional conversation. And you spoke on a funny moment from a debate in which, like, I agree, it was funny. Like, it doesn't make sense. I think it's hilarious. I think Boom is a very unserious person. But I think the conversation that we're having in this moment, in this time, is not one that lends itself to that type of callback, nor that type of humor. And so I would just say that in a situation like this, when I say read the room, it's important that it's not just, people who are coming up in opposition, but people that are wanting to say something positive towards other people or even their favorite creator, right? There's often times where people are engaging in some form of live or whatever, and they're saying, hey, I'm only looking for this or looking for that. And then people will come up and say, kind of what you just did, like, hey, I love you. And that's nice, but that also goes back to boundaries. And I think it's important to understand that when someone sets boundaries, one, we make sure that we adhere to those boundaries, but also two, you don't want to take away from certain situations or certain things that are happening. And while I appreciate you coming up, I appreciate you being respectful, I even truly appreciate your kind words. This was not the time for it. It was highly inappropriate. You understand where I'm coming from?
I completely understand. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Would you like to stay and join the conversation? I would love to have you.
Sure.
Okay. So we are, Albert, we're talking about intersectionality. And I don't want to be presumptive, but I do see that in your bio you have a rainbow. Are you a part of the queer community?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you know about intersectionality? And you can speak from personal experience. I mean, like, have you noticed how you being a part of the queer community impacts other people that are similar to you, but they are not a part of the queer community?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
Sure. You
That are
being,
similar to me, but
but
sorry.
they're not a part of the queer. Let's use this for example. Are you a white woman?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Um, the being that you are a white woman, but you're also a queer white woman, have you noticed any type of differences that you experience versus, maybe friends or family members that are white women, but they're not a part of the queer community? Aubrey, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Aubrey, I'm going to drop you down. Thank you for coming up, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank
You
you.
have a good night. I love you guys. I do.
We
Let's
should
keep
be able to drop memes in the chat.
drop memes.
Yeah, I have a meme that's perfect for this.
Oh, okay. We got
Okay,
uh we got sub stickers.
I am not a sub.
Well, you need to fix that. That sounds like a you problem.
Help me, I'm poor.
Oh, here. This one. This one's perfect. Dang it, hold on. Hold on. Guys, look at the meme that I'm dropping from my backup.
It's called an emote,
Or
by the
emo.
way.
Am I not a sub?
You're not
What
a
did
sub on your own stuff? That's
how am
wild
I not a
behavior.
sub on my backup account? It must have like fell off or something. I don't know.
Erica Shantae would never.
Yeah, you would. Anyway. Hold on. Guys, I'm sorry, give me a second. Gotta fix this. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know what happened. There we go. I was trying to drop the sticker. Okay, here it is. This is the perfect sticker for that situation, guys. That one. Be kind to one another. Shrooman knew where I was going. Anyway, guys, all right, let's get back into it. Let's keep the actual conversation going. And also, guys, let's tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Let's get the shares up to at least 110 shares. Don't spam share, but let's get the shares up. Also, guys, we do have a nightly donation goal of $250. If anyone would like to support the live, we have 225 people hanging out here, so I know we can get close to closing out our nightly goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube and you would like to actually support the live, then you can do so with a YouTube super chat, and I will read that message off. All right. So let's get into it a little bit more. Yes, my PayPal is officially back up and running. That's why we had to change it. W's in the chat for, I think it was Mike. Yeah, I missed it. Oh, Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy just became a sub. Let's go. Mike, just an FYI, with you becoming a sub, you get access to not only those really cool emotes, but also a really amazing Discord full of great people, great resources. You get a fast pass when joining late nights with Santana. You also get a 5-minute tag me in while I'm sparring if you want to come up and help me debate. And then last but not least, with the brunch with my creator, you get my question, which gets you a priority pass to asking your favorite creator whatever question you may have for him. We're also in the sub wave now, so we only need 3 more subs to close out the sub wave. So if you are not a subscriber and you would like to become a subscriber, then go ahead and grab a subscription. But yes, PayPal is working again, and we had to change all of the handles, and so that's why it's now Santana Speaks for You. All right. Let's keep it rolling, because I really want to dig a little bit deeper into multiple things. I didn't realize that. Let's do this. Ray, since you ended up being the bad guy in the story last time, I'm gonna start with you. And I want to. You were the bad guy, Ray. You were the bad guy in the story. You were the villain of everyone's story, Ray. Did you realize that?
No, I was like, hey, I'm just trying to be me myself.
Listen. You upset Megan, Short Life, Lady P, Erica. You upset them all. Anyway, Ray, I know you said proximity and tokenization. That was what you mentioned when you first came up.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Again, look, dude, I'm a combat vet.
Mm-hmm.
I was deployed in Iraq, 2009, 2010. I was one of 2.5 people of color with my unit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in law enforcement since 2015. I've always been a minority. I've been a minority because I went to, I don't know if you know the university, Liberty University.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I went to the middle school for that university. So I've always been a minority, like just straight up. And I can tell you that the tokenism is a thing. I went to a PDW for college, James Madison University. That's why I have purple. I'm a proud person of my purple JMU Dukes. And I've always been a token because as a black man who has been in predominantly whitey areas,
We say white around
that's
here. I don't.
okay. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
no,
was trying.
it's all good. Listen, I know TikTok is kind of finicky and
Yeah,
all this other stuff, but
yeah.
there's
I was
there's
trying
a
to
couple
be
of things that I
TikTok
will do
appropriate.
and a couple of things I won't do, and I'll be damned if I'm excuse my language. I'll be darned if I'm not going to say
Ain't your
white.
mama watching?
I don't think
I
she's
was
watching
trying to
right
be
now. I
TikTok
don't think she's
appropriate.
watching right now. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, I've always been the minority in predominantly white environments, but at the same time, I've never strayed away from my upbringing and my history and my family. My great grandmother and great grandfather went to segregated high schools. My great grandmother not great grandmother. My grandmother, she just passed 6 years ago. So this is a woman that I grew up with until I was in my 30s. So I understood the environment. Her father was born in 1895 and was a World War I veteran. We have his original dog tags. And so that is a testament to me. And it's like, look, even in this volatile situation that we find ourselves in the world now, I can still sit there and say, no, I'm not a token. Like I'm just here for myself, my family, and my fellow man. And that's just where I'm at.
So so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because we have dealt with the we've dealt with the opposite end. Hey, Texas Cowboy, one warning and one warning only. Check yourself. Period. Period. We've talked about the people that are doing the tokenization, right? The people that often are executing the harm. But let's talk about what you're saying, right? In the same vein of being tokenized. Because I understand what you're saying, right? I personally, I went to a majority white high school. I think the proportion of my high school was absolutely ridiculous. I think it was like 70% white because I'm from South Carolina.
Okay. So
Give me one.
you're not
Give
too
me
far from me.
sure. Give me 1 second. Hey, Texas Cowboy. I said you got one warning and one warning only. Fuck off. Language. Sorry.
No, you good. Hey, look,
No, that
I curse
wasn't.
like a sailor.
No. That's because my mom often watches, and I try to keep it clean here.
I'm with you. I understand. My Dukes
Um,
don't play.
yeah. So the actual split at my high school was 70% white, right? And then I went to an HBCU right after high school. So I went from a situation where I was in a majority white surrounding to a mostly black surrounding. And
Which one?
then
If you don't mind me asking, sorry.
I normally don't tell people because the internet's weird.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
South Carolina, North Carolina.
I will say, if anyone's ever noticed the backdrop, right? And there's always this tiger in the backdrop. The actual tiger is the logo is a play on a couple of things. It's a play on you know what? Let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna make this really quick. I'm sorry. Let me just do this.
No, you good. I'm
No.
not too far from you.
Hold on one second. Because I want to show everyone.
Ray, you just have to let him do it.
Yeah,
just let it happen.
Just let it wash over you. All right.
That was weird.
Mm-hmm. You ever been
trying to pull out the Kirk
swallowed?
Franklin rain over me.
Swallowed. Just you ever been
You've been
swallowed?
swallowed. You ever been in a time of swallowing?
Never been in a time of swallowing. All right. Boom. Okay.
I actually don't know that one.
Yeah. Boom. Oh, hold on. That's not the one I want to do. That. Okay. All right. So if you guys take a look, there is. It's normally a different color. When I first got this logo, it's a different color, but it is a tiger. It's a tiger, which is one of my favorite animals, but also it relates to my college. If you take a look around the eye, it looks like an E, but it's actually a Sigma sign. That is, I'm a Sigma. That's my fraternity, and so that logo is there. And then also it's the original color is red, which red is my favorite color.
Which I see in your hat. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to an HBCU and our mascot was or is the Tigers. So anyway, I'm sorry we got sidetracked.
No,
Hey,
you
yo,
good. I was like,
bro.
look, you said South Carolina. I was like, look, I'm in Virginia. We're close. We got a lot of HBCUs here. You know, Hampton, Norfolk State. You know, Howard and everything else. So look, I get it.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. And the time it took you to do that, I could have just went upstairs. I don't think I had to go upstairs to go get the hat. That's fair.
All right. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about the inverse, the people that are being tokenized. I say all that to say I have been tokenized myself, right? I understand that a lot of time being the only black person in the room and for different reasons lends itself to being tokenized, but then also you have to fight those uphill battles of tokenization, not only just tokenization from the people that are trying to actually do that or utilize you for proximity, but also those people that scream and call you a token. So
yes,
let's do this. I want to come to Megan first. Megan.
Yes.
Have you ever experienced that, and what do you do in those situations?
Yes. In my experience, it's pretty common for people to think that because they know somebody who is disabled, i.e., like in this conversation, me, that they like automatically get like some type of pass. Like, I find it really common that people that I'm close with will say things like, will use knowing me as a way to try to act like they can speak over me. Which can be super frustrating because, of course, like, it seems to sometimes be the people that you're closest to that are doing that the most. And I wouldn't say like my like super tight knit like best friends, like they definitely know better, but people who I would consider myself close with, I do see that they do use that to speak over me, and sometimes it results in a lot of hard conversations. Because
how are those conversations?
A lot of times they really truly are difficult, because I find that sometimes people take that as you like almost like they take it as a form of you disrespecting them, like that you are like being ungrateful. And like, even though I spend a lot of time like working, and I'm in therapy, and I sometimes these
Me too,
approaches
friend.
like,
every
Yep.
Friday.
Yeah. I go every Tuesday.
I
But
it's been 2 weeks for me because my therapist went to Costa Rica, and so I've been letting all the strange build up. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
mine went to Canada for 2 weeks, so I get it. I get it. But yeah, I mean, I find that I truly have to work through, like, and learn strategies with therapy, because it is really hard, and um, I I do struggle with um, setting boundaries with people that I'm closest to, but right now it's a lot of me explaining, like, hey, I'm not attacking you. I don't want you to take this as me disrespecting you, but even though, like, I love you as a person and I appreciate that you want to learn how to speak up for the disabled community, you are just not doing it right, and that's harmful.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it's hard, but you have to explain and mitigate that a person is being harmful, because at the end of the day, like, that harm truly negatively affects the community.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree. And I again, I think that that goes back to like being setting your boundaries and firmly actually making sure that people understand it and they respect it and things along those lines. So I completely agree. Erica, Erica, coming to you. Um, Erica, have you ever tried to unfuck something and then you were told that you were being a token because you didn't actually do certain things, or what'd you laugh about?
Are you serious?
What are you talking about? Anyway,
I'm sorry.
um,
Finish the question.
yeah, and being told that you were basically a token for a certain situation or whatever the case may be. How did that work out for you? Like, what did you do? And even more so, like, how did that affect you in the long term?
First of all, no one's token, so there's that.
Hmm.
It affect me in the long term. I don't know, because I'm not anyone's token. That's the thing about it. I know who I am. So I guess no, I'm not even sure how to answer this question, to be perfectly
Why?
honest
I'm
with you,
so
without
confused. What's going on?
bruh.
I don't
I
know
don't
what's
know why you
happening.
did that.
I don't know
Why
what's
would you do
happening.
that? That's
What I am so
crazy.
confused. I'm
That's
not.
so crazy.
Oh, okay.
No, like being called that word is
Let let's
it's
let's
harmful.
let's talk
Go
about it though.
ahead.
Like, let's get serious with it. And we're not gonna talk too much about it, but you and I both had a shared experience with the
Let's fuck America tour.
yeah, what
Oh,
was
I'm
that?
sorry.
I just saw it, like it was something said about my background or whatever popped up on the screen. The Unfuck America tour, and how a lot of the black people that did go on that tour were call tokens, were
Mm-hmm.
calls, people that were basically standing up for white supremacy and racism and all this other stuff. And I think it's a thing that affected a lot of different black creators in a lot of different ways. And you have some people who were absolutely unapologetic. You have certain people that were um, that retracted, but it was a lot of different things. um,
Mm-hmm.
when it was never a situation where you were lending yourself as a token. To your point, you're no one's token. So in that time with dealing with that, and then even more so like fallout and understanding, like reestablishing yourself as a person, as a black woman, like how does that look and work for you now?
Um, I'm not even kidding. I'm still not even sure how to answer. I would just say that for me, um, I'm very secure. in who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I know where I'm from. I know what I've been through
Mm-hmm.
and all of those great things. And that's why I say I'm no one's token. And like, I've always been about my community, about my people,
Mm-hmm.
about Black people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's all Black everything. And so, I would just say being able to like, create distance and remove myself from those who wanted to perform for TikTok
Mm-hmm.
has helped me. I would say also just being true to who I am. Being true to who I am has helped me. That's the best way that I can answer that one without like going into too much detail. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say. That's all I have to say about that.
Hmm. 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 Okay.
So
Okay. Well,
yeah, just
I
know
got follow
yourself.
ups. I got follow ups.
Oh,
But before I
oh,
get into
go
the
ahead.
follow up, welcome in Parker Raid. Welcome in Parker Raid, guys. As we get in, do all the wonderful things. Tap 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 the screen. Share the live. Also, if you have not sent your daily heart me, go ahead and send it. It's only 1 coin. It will help boost the live, push us out to the FYP. Also, if you look up at the top and it says the word follow, that means you're not following me. This is the main account now. So go ahead and hit the follow button, turn on that notification so you know when I go live, because not only do I do late nights, not only do I debate, but we do things like brunch with my creator, which will be happening this Sunday. And I am going to put out the special guests tomorrow. I'm gonna put it out tomorrow, and you guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna freaking love it. So make sure you do all the wonderful things. Also, guys, we do still have $250 left in our nightly donation goal. It's the best way to support the live and allow us to continue to do these lives and do the things we do. So if you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted, anything's appreciated. You can donate at Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. The pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Also, welcome Parker Raid over on YouTube. If you would like to support, you can support with a YouTube super chat, and I will read that out. Guys, I know there's a lot of people that jumped into the box, and I will take a look at letting some people in, but please understand that if you are requesting up, if you are here, we are having a conversation around intersectionality. Intersectionality. We are not talking about politics. We are talking about intersectionality, how that affects marginalized communities, and how that actually manifests in different ways. So when you request up, please understand that we are not talking about politics. And though I may love you, please don't request up to say, hey, I think you're awesome, or I think the guy with the seeds with Bill Gates is weird, or whatever. Don't. That's not what we're doing here. Respect the boundaries, respect the room, keep it respectful in the chat, and you guys are more than welcome to stay. I love you guys. With that being said, Erica, coming back to you. Coming back to you. A lot of people
Mm,
deal with different things different ways. And I know
mhm.
we tend to try to find the healthiest ways to deal with that. But what do you do when you see people who are in those type of situations where they are being tokenized, and either they are basically like, get out in a sense of, and they don't know
They're in
it,
the sunk,
they're in a
they're in the
sunken
sunken
place.
place.
Exactly, they're in a sunken place, or they're just overall struggling with being able to deal with being tokenized, or people using them for proximity. How should you respond to those type of people?
When you say respond to those types of people, do you mean like, do I end up like letting them know that they're being tokenized, or you mean like, what do I do when I see it happening? Like, what do you mean? That's not the same thing.
Yeah,
Clarify.
free willing. You make the
Huh?
call. Like, what do you do? What do you do when you
Well,
see
when
someone
I
being
when I,
tokenized and they're in that sunken place? Like, what's your course of action? Also, guys, I know there's a lot of people that just came in from the Parker raid, and again, I love you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. But the people that are in the chat, that's a part of our community. They are a part of our community. We don't disrespect or demean people in our community. My mods don't play that, and you will be muted or blocked. Keep it respectful in the chat. Seriously, we don't bully, we don't trash talk. Keep it respectful. Sorry, go ahead, E.
okay, I'll try to answer it two ways. Like when I do see someone being tokenized, I like to let them know that they're being tokenized, and I typically call it out. Whether or not they accept that they're being tokenized and then try to change up, that's on them. Um, and then the other one, it is sort of like having a conversation with that person, like on the side, and just letting them know that, hey, bruh, tokens get spent too. You know what I mean? So like letting them know that like it's not okay for them to use you as like a symbol of their progressiveness. It's not okay for them to use you as a spokesperson for all Black people. Like that's not a thing. I real talk, like coming out here from VA to Arizona and having that happen to me and immediately calling it out because I was like, we don't do this. This is not what we do, especially like in the workplace. Like them thinking that like as a the only Black person in the room that I'm somehow the spokesperson for, all things Black. Nope, we don't do that. So I think just speaking up for those people, pretty much just speaking up for them, but not speaking over them, because all you can do is just let them know and say, hey, this isn't right, this isn't okay, and then you got to go from there. You got to take a step back and let it play out how it's going to play out, because it's on them at that point.
Absolutely,
Erica, real
absolutely.
quick. 804-757 or 540 or 434.
Guess
804.
I would guess 804 or 757.
757, baby. 2 up, 2 down.
Okay.
She
Okay.
lying.
That's all I need
She's
to
she's
know. Sorry.
absolutely lying. She's 804. Short life,
757.
short life. Coming to you. Short life. What do you do? What do you do when you're in a situation or have you been in a situation where people have tokenized you or specifically tried to use your proximity to you to justify the things that they say or do? Short life, you there? Short life, I'm going to send you a request to come off mute. Ooh. I think Short Life might have gone night-night. Chat, I think Short Life I think she's gone night-night. You guys know what that means. Everyone know. Oh, you were about to see some magic, Short Life. You were just about to see it. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Did you hear my question? Listen, you know what I was about to do. I thought you fell asleep on us.
No, I had a text message from a friend who's kind of going through it,
Okay.
so I'm toning him down.
Okay. Would you like for me to repeat the question, or did you hear me?
No, I did not hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. Real quick, guys, massive freaking W's in the chat for Laura. Laura sent a $25 donation to say, Parker Raid, we love what you do. Keep educating people. Laura, thank you so much for that $25 donation. You're absolutely amazing. Far too kind. Guys, that means we're only $225 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. If you would like to support the live, the best way to do so is through Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the pay link. And again, if you're over on YouTube, make sure you're liking the stream. Make sure you're hitting follow. And also, if you would like to support over on YouTube, you can do so with the YouTube Super Chat. Guys, I know we can close out the nightly donation goal tonight for sure. All we need is 225 people to send $1. So let's do it. Short Life, the question that I had was, have you been in a situation where you have been tokenized or someone has tried to use you as use proximity to you as coverage for the things that they may say or do? And how did you actually respond to that situation?
So I'm not sure if I can really be tokenized because I present as a white woman.
Well, I mean, do you present as a woman?
Yes, I do.
So you don't think that there's a way for a man to tokenize you? Because I hear men on these apps say all the time, you know what? I'm not sexist. I love women. I got a wife. I can't be misogynistic. I have a daughter. Have you ever heard those situations, or like has that ever occurred to you?
Oh yes,
Tell me about
definitely
it.
um well, the woman part,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, basically when you said I can't be sexist, my best friend is a woman, like she hangs out with me all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I hang out with you and I understand that when you joke with me, like I understand them as jokes. And I
Mm-hmm.
joke with you in the same way, but if you say it around the wrong person or if you have the wrong inflection in your tone or
Mm.
you misspeak, you can be insulting. So while I understand how we joke as a group, you say it to the wrong person or in the
Oh
wrong way,
hell!
and it would be very
Oh
easy
my
to
god! How
take
did I
the
get up here?
wrong.
Oh my god!
Hold
Leave!
on, hold on.
I'm so
Shh,
sorry.
shh, 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 shh. It's okay. We can drop you. You don't have to, do all the things. I got you. Don't worry about it. Sorry. Go ahead, short life.
Yeah, so just I've had to kind of correct friends in a friend group before who we were out in public and he definitely said something that was a little out of pocket. Again, we joke, I get our sense of humor. You know, when you're in a close friend group, your jokes can be a little bit off the cuff because we know
Mm.
each other's personality and everything.
Is that
But
dangerous if people don't like understand? Because like I get what you're saying, right? In the sense that certain people say like, oh, I don't talk. Amber, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I was just joking with you, friend. You're perfectly fine. Um, a lot of people uh say, oh, well, I talk to my friends this way or talk to my friends that way. But is there harm in that? More so in the sense of I've always been someone who has been bothered by the term locker room talk, right? Because there's certain things that I don't say behind closed doors. And it's not just because I don't say them out in public. It's because certain things I feel like you don't say, right? And I'm not a prude. I'm not someone who is holier than thou or anything like that. But I do understand that a lot of times you have to be careful and cautious about some of the things that you say and do at all times. So is it potentially harmful with having those types of joking or, banter back and forth with friends, especially when that's something that can um, actually not manifest itself in other situations, or if it actually perpetuates some type of unintended harm, meaning like they think, well, to your point, well, my best friend is a woman and she's okay if I make these type of jokes or if I grab her or whatever, and so all women must be okay with these types of jokes or if I grab them this type of way.
absolutely, for example, we all know what you're talking about when you say grab them this way. You know, someone who's never been essayed before, they'd be like, no, that's locker room talk. I don't care about that. But for a woman or a man or any person who's experienced any type of SA, that can be very triggering and upsetting. And we don't know each other's traumas because people don't normally go around trauma dumping. So while certain types of joking and banter is fine for close personal groups because you know each other's boundaries, you know each other's experiences to a point. You know what not to say to hurt them unintentionally. But out in the general public, you don't know other people's traumas, triggers, and others need to be mindful of what they say and when they say it because you don't know what could cause an emotional response out of someone unintentionally.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I think there's a lot to it, and I know Megan, I just saw your hand up in the chat, so I'm gonna come to you for sure. Also, let's do this.
Hey, can I respond to that really quick?
What 1 second, because Megan had her hand up in the chat, so I'm gonna let Megan respond, then we'll come to you, and then we'll introduce the new people on the panel. And I think this is gonna be, for the most part, unless there's one or two specific people, you know who you are. If one or two specific people decide they want to come up, I think this is the closing lineup. You guys are the closers. W's in the chat for Loretta. Loretta sent $1 donation towards the nightly donation goal. Loretta, that means so much to me. Loretta is one of the people that sent $1 when I said if everyone sends $1, we can close out the nightly donation goal. Thank you so much for that dollar. I really appreciate you. Guys, that means now we're only $244 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. If you would like to support the live, the best way to do so is Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for the letter U. Is the best way to support the live. You can also support over on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube with a YouTube super chat. Megan, you said you had something you wanted to add. Ray, I want to come to you, and then we'll introduce the new people.
Okay, yes. So, short life. I totally hear you when we're talking about, like, you know, saying things like with your closest friends or the people that you're closest with, because you kind of because you guys understand banter. But I will definitely say, I think that that is like a fine line. And I personally, and I don't know for you, and I know everything is different, so I don't want it to seem like I'm just like coming at you, because I'm definitely just speaking on this situation generally. I feel like this is kind of where tokenization starts. And I know that earlier I was talking about how sometimes even like people that you're extremely close to can kind of be the ones that you have to have the hardest conversations with when it comes to speaking up versus speaking over. And also, like I said, tokenization. I kind of worry that that's sort of where that starts. Like when people think, oh, like, well, they're joking about this specific thing with me, and that makes me feel like I, as a person who's close to my disabled friend, that I can start tokenizing, if that makes sense, with others. Like, not just like I can take this conversation, this joking conversation, and turn around and start tokenizing to other people, like even without me in the room or there. And then I think that's sort of where harmful rhetoric can start and grow pretty fast.
Short Life, would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, I hear you, and I understand the concern with tokenization, especially in like a friendly group where you know, you're all joking and bantering. I can only speak from my personal experience. Whenever I join like a new group or a new hangout or anything, I'm extremely careful about what I say and what I joke around with. Like in a group text or something, I'll go through my memes and I'm like, is this too off the cuff? Is this too much? You know what? I'm going to keep it simple and then just do this instead. And like, that's just my personal interactions with joining new groups. But like groups where I've been like close, I mean, like high school, elementary school friends, even if one of us did say something that rubbed the other person the wrong way, because we're so close, we've got no problem being like, hey, that was a little bit too far. Or, one time I was okay with this, but the more I thought about it, like, I'm actually not okay with it. And these are the reasons why. Just these tight knit groups, in my experience, we're just more comfortable being like, let's not do that. Or as we change or evolve, mature as we get older, again, with these super close knit groups where we can make these types of jokes,
I got
there's
something.
just yeah.
Before I say what I'm about to say, because I got something to say and I'm gonna say it, and so we're gonna say it, and now this is gonna be a hell of a conversation. As a matter of fact, before I say what I gotta say, who else do we have in the box? Laura, are you there? Laura, I want to make sure that you're there, because you're teacup right now. Laura. Oh, Laura's gone. Okay, cool. W's in the chat for Charity. Charity sent a $2 donation saying, for educating me, thank you. And then, or thanks, I'm sorry. And then also, W's in the chat for Christine, who sent a $10 donation for, Rose on TikTok. Thank you for allowing such an important conversation into your space. Listen, Rose, this is what we do here. This is late nights. This is community. This is what we're about. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Guys, that means that we now only have $212 left in our nightly donation goal. So again, I know we can close out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. If 212 people, we got 381 people hanging out. If 212 people send just $1, we can close out our nightly donation goal. And also if you're over on YouTube and you would like to support, you can support with a YouTube super chat. I'm gonna try this person because I want to see what happens with this conversation. This is gonna sound weird how I say it, but I'm gonna say it how I'm gonna say it because I'm looking for something specific. Where's my camera? Is this my camera? Are there any white people in the chat that have black friends? If you're a white person in the chat that has black friends, request up. I want to get one more white person with black friends on the panel. Don't play with me, Declan. I said what I said, Swan, and I said it exactly how I said it because I said what I said, and then wait till you see what I say, what I'm about to say. I saw a lot of yeses. Now I need one of you yeses to actually get in the box. You can't hide because you all put yes. Don't none Santana me. I don't care. You say yes. All right. I'm going to grab you. Okay. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. All right. What? Be afraid of what? All right. So just to level set for a second, Megan, you're a white woman, right?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Short life. I know you're indigenous, but you present as a white woman, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Hello, Casey. You are a white woman, right?
Yes, I am.
And Jessica, you are a white woman, right?
Yes, I am.
All right, cool. So we were just having a conversation around tap the screen, as Erica would say. Protect the live, because this is about to get really interesting. This is about to get super interesting. We were just talking about the understanding of conversation within friend groups, right? And how certain conversation within friend groups can be harmful because it can lend itself to leaking outside of the friend group, or it can lend itself to you know, unconscious biases or things like that. Swan, I need you to come
Hello.
off mute for me. You ready?
Yes.
Swan, should white friends be able to give their black friends an N-word pass?
No, absolutely not.
Tell me why. If they're friends and they know this person, right? They joke around with this person. They are close to this person. Hell, they probably shared, cups, and they slept over at each other's house, and they do all this stuff. Swan, why can't the black friend give the white friend an N-word pass?
So there's something called linguistic reclamation, and it is something that a lot of groups of people do, right? Where if there was a term that was used towards them in a negative way, they reclaim that term and they use it amongst each other only. Now, I'm gonna say this. No black person should be giving anybody a pass to say that. But if they do, the onus is still on that white tea person. If you choose to say it, you are a problem. A lot of people will say, well, my friend said I could. My friend said I could.
I mean, they did
Nope,
say
the
they could.
accountability is on you.
They said,
So,
listen, they looked them right in the eye and said, you know what? You know what? White man, you all right. You can say the N-word. And Swan, you're saying they shouldn't say it?
nope, not at all. There is a very deep rooted, traumatizing history attached to that word. And I would say, I would argue that, well, I mean, you guys see my panel. It's still used today. So I think that that's just one of those things that white people have to understand. It has nothing to do with them. They should never even be commenting on black people using it. If black people want to use it or not, that's their business, right? But at the end of the day, the responsibility and the accountability is on that white tea person. If they say it,
We say white hair Swan. We don't say no
oh
white
yes,
teeth.
you're right. If the responsibility and accountability is on that white person. If they say it, I'm not gonna say the next part because we're on TikTok, but you know what I'm saying? Red boxing gloves, that type of thing.
Fatten up all this around your eye. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, Swan, give me a second. Casey. Hey, Casey.
Hey,
Casey, have you ever been invited to the cookout?
not in those specific words, but I have been invited, yes.
Tell me about it.
Like to,
What does that mean
yeah.
when your black friend says you invited to the cookout?
I feel like that is a moment to me that they feel safe around me, that I'm not gonna like use any microaggressions or like be disrespectful to their home, their family, that kind of thing. So to me, being invited to the cookout, to someone's house, things like that is like respect.
If you're invited to the cookout, do you always go?
Unfortunately, my friend, my POC friend, lives in another state, and I I would love to like hang out with him, but I don't really get the chance to. So I feel like I'm not the right person to answer that question because I'm a pretty solitary person. I don't really go out.
Hold on for a second. Erica,
Huh?
is the cookout always a
Yes.
cookout?
No, it's not
Can
always a
can you
cookout.
tell the people what the cookout is?
It's none of their damn business. I'm sorry.
Come on now, you can't get cute from me.
No. Like when they say like you're invited to the cookout, they mean like you're part of the in group. Now, like when it comes to black people, like you're part of the in group. May I ask Casey a question, please?
Go
Because
ahead.
she said
I heard her.
POC.
I heard her.
All right. Is this person black?
Yes.
Okay, you can say black. It's okay. I say that with kindness. You can say black.
I didn't want to be disrespectful. I'm sorry.
That's
It's
not.
disrespectful to say black. It's not, I promise. He's
Now,
black.
now, if you try to use the N word card up here, then that would be disrespectful. But you can say
Yeah.
black. I'm sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So like yeah, the cookout is just like I gatekeep Santana. I'm
I know
sorry.
you
You
do.
can
That's
ask
why.
Swan.
I know you do. That's why I came. That's why I came to you for this question.
I don't want to
You
answer
don't
that
think
question,
I know
man.
you don't, but you're on late nights with Santana. You already know. Anyway, come on. Why
Mm,
why why because I saw a couple of people say that they had never heard that terminology. Um
good.
yeah, but still, because I think some people might hear that and think that, oh, I'm gonna bring some potato salad, maybe some water salad, maybe some pineapple and mayonnaise sandwiches. Um, and I guess, Erica, the point is understanding that a cookout isn't always a physical cookout. Yes, Declan, I said a water salad. Again, I am very eclectic. I know white people. Anyway, go ahead.
Watercrest. Um no, it's not. No, of course it's not always a physical cookout. Again, I don't want to answer this question because I gatekeep.
I
They don't need to
know.
know what the cookout is.
Erica, come
So I
on. We're
feel like you
having
and
an
I are about to
intersection.
start
We're
sparring.
having an intersectionality conversation. Come on, you can't do that.
Can though, and I am. I plead the fifth. One, two, three, four, fifth. I don't want to. Swine, would you like to
Sure.
answer?
Okay, hold on. Erica,
I don't want
really?
to see no magic tricks.
I'm
Why do you
saying,
want?
like, is that your final answer?
I'm gonna keep gatekeeping. I love you, bro, but I'm gonna keep gatekeeping. Don't need to know what it is. Love y'all. Deuces out.
I I gotta jump in. I'm sorry. Um, as a black man that is married to a white woman
Mm-hmm.
who her family comes from Buffalo, all I'm saying is, where did the chicken wings come from? And where did they originate from?
Would you like to expound?
Oh yeah, Buffalo, New York. I can tell you, I've been there. Ain't too many of us here or there.
I'm so confused by the statement.
A lot of people want to talk about race and like, oh, well, this person is. Yes, there's a lot of racism up north, just as
Mm-hmm.
much as there's a lot of racism down south. Again, I grew up in Virginia, about as racist as you can get. But at the same time, my in-laws are from New York, where ain't a lot of us there.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up Finger Lakes. If anybody knows where Watkins Glen is, where they do the NASCAR races, yeah, her family grew up on one side of the family, 30 minutes from there. The other side of the family grew up in Buffalo. Yeah, it's not a lot of us there, but there's more than you think. However, I will say, once they get to know you individually, things change. Because my own wife told me when I was deployed, before I met her own in-laws or my in-laws, hey, if somebody says something out of pocket, let me know so I can let my parents know to tell them, hey, this is, not acceptable. And the moment I showed up to New York on the western side, and they unfortunately, yes, they found out, oh yeah, he's a veteran. Oh yeah, he just got back from Iraq. Oh yeah, he's one of the good ones. yes, we can look at that and say, well, it shouldn't be that way, but it is at least a positive step in the right direction that says not everybody does the same thing, and what you see on TV does not represent everybody.
Okay. Go on mute for me for a second, Ray, if you don't mind. Right, Hawk, right? Hey, Swan, did you hear that?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Erica, did you hear that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll do it. Megan, Short Life, Jessica, Casey. We're not going to talk about how you guys are. We're not going to put you guys in the hypothetical situation of the N-word pass tonight. We're not going to do it. But I'm going to drop you guys down, okay?
Okay.
All right. I still want to know about this N-word pass stuff. So next time I talk to any of you, we're going to talk about this, okay?
I would never take any pass, Santana.
All right. I'm going to drop you guys down. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Let's see. All right. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Ray, you said something super interesting, right? And
Hold on, Santana. Hold on. I gotta switch my face. You know what time it is. Hold on.
Okay. Dr. Julio, did you hear what he said?
No, I missed it. I just came in.
Oh, I thought you came up because you heard what he said.
No, I actually came over to see, but to ask about ableism access. I'm not sure what that one means.
Oh, it's the whole
Look at my screen
conversation.
chat.
The whole conversation has officially switched now. And you just got thrown into a real black ass moment. So now you're locked in and you're here with us.
All right, Santana, I'm ready.
Don't you love getting dragged into this?
Santana, you know what time it is.
Okay. Um, Ray, so just to level set, your premise is that racism is a spectrum in a sense, right? There's different levels of racism, and even more so, it's acceptable when races aren't racist on an individual level when they get to know the person versus being racist just to everyone? Clarify that for me. Help me understand that.
All right. Again, look, I went to Liberty University's school system. All right. We know who Jerry Falwell was.
He ain't asked you that.
Hold on.
All right.
Everyone, wait. No. For real, guys, stay on mute until I come to you. Go ahead.
All right, cool. So my great grandfather and my grandfather both did work for Jerry Falwell during his racist times. Okay. They were not allowed to attend his college because they were black. But when I came through as the grandchild and the great grandchild, he heard my last name and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know your grandparents. They did this and they did that and they did amazing things." Do I think Jerry Falwell was racist at one point? Yes, I do. And I, again, will wholeheartedly stand behind that. Do I think that he eventually changed his mind once he had an experience with African Americans in his community and in his church? Yes, I do. Am I excusing his previous behavior? No. But as the Christian in me, I have to forgive his ignorant behavior. I can tell you that as much as I did not agree with his politics and preaching politics in the pulpit, the dude was nothing but respectful to me. And I'm talking, I was one of 3 black children in a middle school of about 200, 300, and a high school of about 300, 400, and a whole school of 1,200. There may have been a total of 10 black children, and I was one of the 10. So again, you go back to the PDW, I was there. All right.
Oh, okay, hold on. So let me hop in for a second. So he was respectful to you. What about everyone else?
He had a change of heart, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately, he had a change of heart. Because 20 years prior, I wouldn't have been allowed in his school.
Okay. All right. Let me get these off real quick, and then this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to Nia because Nia hasn't had an opportunity to speak yet, and then I'm gonna go to Swan because I saw Swan said she has something she wanted to say, bounce around to Erica, then Dr. Julio, Mark, Declan, Faisal. We'll pass it around the panel, but I know there's certain people that want to actually say a couple of different things, and I have to hear from certain people. W's in the chat for Malika, who sent $1 donation towards the nightly donation goal, saying, "Hey Santana, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I see. I got you. Yeah. I got you. I'm sorry. I will make sure to get you in next time. And now I know that you're not a troll account. So thank you so much for that $1 donation. You're absolutely far too kind. Also, W's in the chat for Katrina, who sent a $5 donation saying, "Is it okay for white people to call it a barbecue instead of a cookout?" I mean, they do call it a barbecue, but again, the cookout is more than a cookout, so it's a lot more to that. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, guys. That means there's still only $206 left in the nightly donation goal. Let's close out the nightly donation goal of 206 people send $1. We can close it out. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. Nia, what would you like to add to what Ray said?
That is a lot to digest. That honestly threw me for a loop. I'm not gonna lie. Just the whole thing threw me for a loop. And just come back to me because I don't
I'll
know
come
if I
back.
want to ask a question or
I'll come back.
if
It's
I
okay.
want to say what I want to say.
It's okay. I'll come back. Swan. The floor is yours. Also, I'm sorry. W's in the chat for Godzilla for the $4.99 YouTube super chat. You're fucking awesome. Swan, floor is yours.
I know what that means, Santana.
Can you guys
I
hear me?
know.
Yes.
I know what that means.
Yes, we can hear you
Okay.
now.
So, from what I gathered, Ray, it sounds like you described a person who's white, their perception of you before they got to know you, and the assumptions I'm guessing they made about you until they found out you said you were in the military. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Swan.
Okay. Hear me out, y'all.
Yes, I was.
You guys know how I just think very deeply. Number one, like your value should never be contingent on what someone else thinks of you. And the reason as to why you said it the way that you did, while that may not have been your intent, the impact of what you said to me seemed as though you were relieved by the acceptance that you got from this white man, right? And he accepted you after you told him that you were in the military, and that's honorable. But I think there's also something hidden underneath, right? This is layered. It's very layered. A lot of times white people will value us based on our servitude towards others. Because of how we've been treated in society, we are valued based on our servitude towards others. I think it happens to Black women like more frequently, but
A lot.
to me it just, yeah, way more. And we do it to ourselves at times too. But I think Ray, to me it kind of like I think that your value is in your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you 100%. Um I just I don't know how else to word this, but it's a gross lack of humanity coming from that person's reaction to meeting you. You did nothing wrong when they first met you. There's no need for them to necessarily be abrasive. And I think I mean I could be perceiving what you said wrong, right? My father's like that to everybody. He's a very, very stern man, but when he gets to know you, then he does loosen up. But I think in this context it's a little bit different, especially because you're talking about the environment that you grew up in, being in the South and all of those things. I'm sure you know when something is feeling a certain way. But I just think that I just hope at least that you don't internalize that situation and think that you have to prove yourself to anybody, because you don't. You're just enough as, the way that you are.
Okay, I will tell you this. I personally chose to leave private school under the Liberty University program because I didn't agree with what they preached in the pulpit. All right, my mother asked me, and she's like, "Do you want to go to LU for free?" And I said, "No, I do not want to go to Liberty University." And she said, "Okay, I'm putting you in public school." All right. So if a lot of people are like, "Oh, yeah, he's just talking about his blackness," no, nothing to do with it. What I'm telling you is, from a Black man that grew up in the South and married a white woman whose family is from upstate New York, and realistically, it's not even upstate; it's just Western New York. Yeah, it's Western New York. It's not really upstate. We consider it upstate for people who are not from that area. There is no Black people in that town. The first time I went and visited there, I saw one other Black person. So that tells you what type of environment it was. Her own cousin, my wife's own cousin, the one Black kid that was in the town she was interested in, her own father, aka my wife's uncle, said, "No, you will not do this, and you will not date him because he's Black." But they met me, and then they were like, "Well, wait a minute. Not all black people are what we perceive based on TV, aka Fox News and everything else.
So you
So
were a
it was
good one.
almost a
I was just about to
catalyst.
say he's
No,
one of
no,
the good
no,
ones.
not a good one, just a catalyst to say
There's
you
some
can
good
look at
ones.
us, you can look at us and say we're not the person that you see on TV that Fox News is trying to portray us as.
Okay.
So
Okay. Hold on
We
one
were
second. Hold on
still
one second.
look.
Hold on one second.
Electric Slide came out.
Yeah. No.
When
Hold on.
I
Hold on
came
one
up
second, Ray.
there,
Hold on. Ray. Hold on one second. One second.
you good, you good.
Erica.
Ray, we did this before. We talked about this before.
You've already
I
spoken with
we
him.
Yeah, I've spoken to Ray before. Yeah,
Good.
Jesus Christ. We did this before. We talked about this, like basically how they would have viewed you as not one of the good ones had it not been for your military service. And
Yes.
so, yeah, we talked about this before, and you recognized that that wasn't okay because think of it like this. All right, they see you as one of the good ones, but they'll tell they'll call the next black person an N-word. They'll tell the next black person that they won't ever amount to anything because they are black, or they'll put barriers in place because this person is black, or they'll hold their purse a little bit tighter because that person is black. You know what I mean? So just because for some reason in your interpersonal relationship with them that you feel that they treat you okay, they really they really aren't. They're tolerating you because of their child.
I will tell you, it's not because of that they're tolerating. There's no black
Mm.
people there.
Mm,
Like when I say there's no black people there, there's none there.
hold
Like,
on.
But do you know
like
that
Hold on,
ignorance
so
hold
is
if
on,
a
you
hold on, hold on,
choice?
hold on, hold on, guys. Just FYI, because I see people in the comments that's on the panel, and listen, I specifically have an order, and we're gonna continue to pass around. After Erica, it's gonna be Dr. Julio, then it's gonna be Mark, then it's gonna be Declan, then it's gonna be Faisal. So just everybody, just hold tight for me just a second. Erica, I'm gonna go ahead and let you finish up this portion, and then we're gonna pass it to
Yeah.
Dr. Julio.
Fudge sickles. What did I just ask you, Ray? I'm so sorry. What did I just ask you?
so you're asking like, hey, oh well, they saw you and they were like, oh, you're good ones, but the other ones, they're not good. No, they don't have
Oh,
any
that's what I was saying,
diversity.
Ray. I'm sorry. I'm trying to cut you. I remember what I
No,
said.
no,
It
you good.
you repeated a few times that there are no black people in their town. And
Yes,
so they don't have the experience of being around black people. But here's the thing. Ignorance is a choice.
not necessarily.
In my worldview, ignorance is a choice because if you want to learn about something, you go learn about it. You don't just take something that you see on the TV, quote unquote. You don't just do that. All right. They don't work. They don't work. They don't go out. They
No,
don't have social media. Like they don't that's the
yes, but
thing.
that's the thing. If your echo
Here we
chamber
go.
is only just white people from your area, and there's only one black family, one Chinese family, what do you expect them to understand if they're only watching
But
Fox News?
but they ain't
I'm
never
not
watched Good
excusing it.
Times. They ain't never seen the Jeffersons.
No,
Like
they
they
have not
never.
because I
So
was the one that
Okay.
introduced them to it.
Okay,
That's
okay,
what I'm saying.
hold on for a second. Go ahead, Dr. Julio.
I got a question. I just can't take the shit no more. I can't.
Whoa, language. My mom is watching. We don't
I,
curse up
I,
here.
I'm sorry. Question, Ray. So,
Yeah, go ahead.
did these people call themselves Christians?
They're Catholic.
Okay, so once again, I'm gonna ask you this: did they call themselves Christians?
Yes.
Okay, so if they're Catholic, that means they went to mass and they should have read the Bible. They should have read somewhere in the Book of Acts where it says, "Out of God hath made out of one blood all nations of men to dwell upon the face of the earth," which nations in the Greek means ethnos. So if these people were incapable of treating people with a different hue the same as themselves, then obviously they weren't genuinely practicing Christians, and they are not actually genuinely decent white folks at all. I would know this because I got white, black, everything in my DNA as well as in my own family. Trust me, if you go back far enough in my genealogy, I have every race on the planet, as we all do. You go back far enough.
Same here.
But what you are attempting to say or run away from the acknowledgement of is that these white folk tokenized you, son. They tokenized you.
That's what my whole argument was when I first requested to join up was a lot of them just don't have any diversity in their towns.
A lack of diversity is no excuse for lack of proper treatment.
Well, when you don't have someone
No. If you
who
call
is
yourself a
sitting there
Christian,
telling you,
Ray, listen to me. If you call yourself a Christian, did the Lord reject the Canaanite woman when she asked him to heal her sick daughter? When he said that it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs, and she said, "Yes, Lord, but even the dogs eat from the crumbs that fall from the master's table." And then he healed the daughter. Did he reject the Roman centurion when the Romans had no dealings with the Jews, and the centurion asked the Lord to heal his servant, and Jesus simply spoke the word, and within the same hour the servant was healed? Did he reject the foreigner who was walking down the Jericho road, who fell among thieves, and the Jewish priest and the Jewish Levite passed by him on the other side? They don't stop to help him, and a man of another race comes by, and he gets down off his beast and decides not to be compassionate by proxy, but he administers first aid. Did Jesus ask that lawyer that asked him, "Who is my neighbor?" He said, "Who is it?" And he said, "He that showed mercy." And he said, "Go and do thou likewise." So it does not matter whether they didn't have diversity, equity, or inclusion, wherever you came from, huh? If you are a genuinely decent human being, you would treat all people the same, regardless of color, shade, creed, or class. You understand? So
oh,
what you
trust
are
me, I
saying is
agree.
no. What you are saying is what you just said 3 times is, well, they didn't have black people around, so they didn't know. They didn't have black people around, so they didn't know. Not having people of color around, that's like telling me I got an excuse for mistreating somebody Asian because I've never seen what they look like. They walk on 2 feet. They got this. They talk. Words come out their mouth when they open it, and they can think. So what you just said is a load of absolute utter bull jive.
Okay, well, I will
Hold on.
tell
I
you.
just want to say this, Dr. Julio. I hope you know you getting clipped, because where else can you see? Like, I love the fact that every time you've come up here, I've thrown you into these situations. You end up like standing on the same side as me. You don't do it politically. I fucking love it. Sorry, excuse my language. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
get-
Go ahead and Ray. Yeah, you can reply to Dr. Julio.
So doctor, I want to ask you: have you been to the Middle East?
No, I have not. I'm traveling there next year, actually.
Okay, so I would love for you to come back and talk to me after you've been to the Middle East. I'm assuming you're an African American man. Tell me how they look at you, and then come back and talk to me.
What does that have to do with how white folks look at black folks in the United
Because
States
of
of
the
America?
fact that they are the same situation. There's
No.
not a lot of black people in Iraq. I'm telling you from firsthand experience. I've been there. I've done that. There's not a lot of black people in Kuwait. Been there, done that.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the
So
problem.
the fact that you're saying that, there's a lack of people being there. Like, and again, I'm not a Republican. I hate Republicans. But I will also call out
hate me.
and say what it is. Like, hey,
Ray.
you know what?
Ray.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Dr. Julio, go ahead and finish your point, because then I want to go to Mark next.
My point is just that this idea that look, hold on a second. This is the problem. You're trying to make the claim that going overseas they treat us differently. Ray, that's
Yes.
not, that's okay. Ray,
Hold on
Ray,
one
that
second,
doesn't
Ray.
make
Don't interrupt.
that doesn't
Sorry, go
make
ahead,
it
Dr.
right.
Julio.
That doesn't make it right. Does God care about race or religious affiliation more?
I will put it this way.
Does Jesus of Nazareth care about somebody's race or how their heart is aligned?
No, he definitely cares about how the heart is aligned.
All right then. So what you just said again is a load of absolute BS. And as a Republican, I'm very disappointed in what I've just heard.
I love that he's a Republican up here.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
Hey, look,
Fucking love
sorry,
it.
but
Excuse
go
my
back to
language.
World War II. Go back to World War II and how are we treated in France, and how are we treated
The
in
exact
England?
opposite of how Christ told us to treat each other. So all you're doing is proving my point by attempting to appeal to this reverse argument that doesn't make any logical sense. What you're doing is appealing to a baseline, horrendously bad logical fallacy. You can't do that. It's called the borrowed capital fallacy. It was horrible.
So the fact
Hold
that
on. Seriously, we gotta slow down for a second, because I know there's other people on the panel and they want to get an opportunity to speak. W's in the chat for Gucci. Gucci sent a $5 donation towards the nightly donation goal. I know this conversation needs to happen, but yikes. Gucci, it's interesting. W's in the chat for Gucci for that $5 donation goal. Guys, that means we're only $201 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. We are in overtime, but we're going to finish this conversation. Mark, the floor is yours.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Ray, so you were talking about you was in the service, so I like this point that Swan always makes that black people are always looked at as how they to their servitude towards the the betterment of I guess the white race. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Swan, but you can correct me. So I just wanted to know what was the first capital in America?
You want to go back to 1614? Do you want to go back to 1776? Like, which one do you want to go to?
Just what was the first capital known as in America? What was the first capital? What was the first form of capital?
Like capitalism or
no? It's they traded it. They traded on the stock exchange.
Oh yeah, it was us.
No,
there's a slave block right about 2 hours from where I live now, where it's monumentized, and they're sitting there and they're like, hey, this is one of the first ones in Richmond, Virginia. Again, I'm from Virginia. All right. So I'm from the area where we first arrived. And I hate it. But at the same time, I have to remember it.
Yeah, so my point
yes,
is that
we were like livestock.
My point is that you serve the country. So first off, thank you for your country. You wanted to be pretty much accepted by the white people that were around.
Hold on, Ray. Hold on. Slow down for a second, Ray. We want to make sure everybody actually can speak.
I'm saying that I'm from California, so we only like 4% black out here, and actually where my city is, it's only like less than 1% now. So it's just a matter of finding the community. It's not like black people aren't around. Black people are there. They're everywhere. And I'm just saying that you could seek out other community without seeking validation from the oppressor, especially people that's already having a hard time accepting you as it is already. So that's just my main point, that you can find community anywhere.
I don't think it's about seeking like, hey, I want you to accept me. For me, it's more of explaining to them, hey, there's a reason for diversity.
But
that's the problem.
Hold on.
In some of these areas,
hold on,
there are no black people to speak up for themselves.
Right. My thing is, you shouldn't have to explain how to treat. You shouldn't have to explain to white people how to treat you like you're human.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't. And I wholeheartedly agree. You should not. However, you also have to sit there and say, look, if I didn't grow up around certain types of people, I'm going to have my own pre-biases based on what Fox News is saying, because those people are watching.
Everybody has inherent biases. Declan, the floor is yours.
I got a question. It's about time. I got a question for the panel.
No.
Hey,
it's just for Ray, especially because we still got to get to Faisal, and then
my bad.
Hold on here.
My bad.
We're already in overtime, but go ahead.
Okay, we're in overtime. I want y'all to look at my face my screen when I say this. Swan, you know what time it is. Faisal, Mark, you know what time it is. So when I was 12, I thought tokens on a train used to be $1.50. I'm from New York City. I didn't know I was looking at one right now. And it's so crazy how whitey people invite him to his own cookout. And also, you served in the military. So did I. Difference is, how are you culturally incompetent to the people that you even with, right? They thought you was one of them good ones. I got some news for you, pal, right? And listening to you talk, I got my nose down. I got my nose down, pat. Listen, it's time. My birthday next month is time. right? We cooking stew chicken tonight, you know? All right. You seem like a colorblind black person. I'm not gonna hold you. And I'm from New York City. So you know what? I thought that Buffalo was an all-white town until I realized that they had black people in Buffalo. Griselda. You heard? Listen. How you a DEI to your own family? I gotta know that. How you a DEI to your own family, sir? Because you the DEI representative to your own family. Like I don't understand.
Let's make sure we're keeping it respectful. I mean, I know that we have a different opinion and we do things a little bit different here on late nights.
I'm sorry.
We don't really like. I know at times it can get a little contentious or whatever, but we don't really want to.
Okay,
take
so
it
you
to
know,
like
I'm
a personal
a dollar
disrespect.
back. I'm a dollar back.
Thank you.
Sir.
No, you
Well,
did. Hey, what?
No.
Oh,
It's my own boundaries for late night specifically. I mean, if this was sparring, it would be a different story. But like late nights is different.
okay, so I'm a dollar back from a 9 to like an 8.5. I'm kidding. A 9 to like 5. Okay, sir. Of all the things that you just told me, as a New Yorker, you are a victim.
Why is that?
Sir, they thought you was a good ones.
I never said that.
No.
Ray, you said it twice.
You just said. Okay, Santana.
You did. You said that
Santana,
they looked at you as like a good one.
You see my screen right now, bro?
Ray, how old are you? Can I just ask that quick question?
I'm 38.
I'm 35 next
I'm 38 as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
No,
Santana,
stop.
I shouldn't come on your lives no more. I'm starting to agree with you,
bro.
I freaking love that you get trapped in this every single time,
bro.
You keep coming around. Keep coming around.
Listen.
Why did I always fight with the majority Caucasian community when I was deployed?
Ray, listen to me. I want you to listen to me right now.
Yeah, I want Declan to get a chance to finish because Faisal still hasn't had an opportunity to speak, and then the clock just struck.
All right, so I'm gonna get like 10, 15 seconds. Ray, I'm so grateful I never lived in an all-white neighborhood, bro. Because you are culturally incompetent to not only yourself, but to the people around you, bro.
How?
You said how?
Yeah, how?
Okay, let's run this back. All right, so I want you to play defense, okay? You play basketball, play defense. All right, bet. You said when you spoke to your family, they was watching Fox News, and they said, and they looked at you.
Not my family. Keep that in mind.
Oh, I mean, it's your wife's family, so that's your family.
Oh,
wait, hold on. You don't consider your wife's family to be your family?
This too easy, bro.
How many of us love all of our in-laws? Let's be real.
But Ray, you don't consider no, that's not the question. You don't consider your wife's family to be your family.
Some of them yes, some of them no. Just like my own father.
Ray, hold on, Santana.
2 times.
I've been married. Hold on. I've been married for 2 years. They my family regardless. You heard? Anyway, listen, please.
Let's go ahead and land it for me because I want to give Faisal an opportunity to speak.
All right, last thing I'm gonna say. Ray, you deployed more times than I have, and I expect you to be a man of integrity of yourself. You served whatever, right? But as a person that travels more than me, you still are one-track minded, and that's unfortunate. And I'll land my plane and one.
How so?
Hold on. I just want to call out that somebody in the chat just said Dr. Julio is a closeted liberal now. Faisal.
See me and Santana debate quite yet.
We go at it. Where you go back around, Santana?
Faisal, the floor is yours.
Hi everybody. Ray, just for context, one, I'm not American, I'm South African, right? However, even within my South Africanness, I know for a fact you were tokenized into your family, right? We're gonna use your family so that we don't use a lot of words. You were tokenized into your family as one of the good ones, right? Yeah. You said this yourself.
Yeah, I
right?
said that.
But that's a problem.
He admits he says
I'm not saying it's not a problem.
He didn't say it.
That's the problem. I'm not saying it's not a problem.
So okay, maybe we need to hear your stance again. Why? What do you think about you being tokenized by your family?
Make it a quick synopsis. We don't want to pontificate.
My issue is there are some people that grow up in certain areas and they have their own echo chambers and they will never ever hear anything outside of that echo chamber. So when someone like me gets introduced into that echo chamber, it kind of disrupts their little wavelength. And they're like, well, wait a minute. What we see on TV on Fox News is not true.
Please
and
stop
so
using
that's
Fox
our
as a-
foothold into getting them to understand that, you
That's
know
Dr.
what?
Julio's line.
We're not there.
So
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying he's got to stop using Fox.
Dr. Julio said, "You do not talk
I
about
hate
Fox News right here."
Like, that's what I'm saying. I hate Fox News because
I
they
freaking
don't
love
tell
this.
any truth whatsoever. I mean, they were straight up told, "Oh,
Hold
well,
on,
yeah,
hold
we're
on.
very
Okay.
entertainment."
Faisal, you got it.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, what you said doesn't make it any better, right? It's giving I'm the black person to save all the whitey people and make sure that they all love us.
Also, Faisal, we say white
That
people over here.
Oh, we can?
Yeah, I
Great,
don't say
fantastic.
white tea. I
Yeah,
say
I
white
learned
people.
that too.
Yeah, no, great. I've been on TikTok for very long. But yes, the white people are actively using you to make themselves seem less racist. Let's be fair and frank, because since your arrival to this family, have they actively worked on their racism?
Yes, and I will tell you that because I will tell you straight up, the uncle that I just talked to you about has changed his mind
About what?
about African Americans.
And I
About
was
people
just
of
about to say,
color.
is it to just some specific or all?
No, all he's changed
here's
his mind because he's like, oh well, this person is not what I
Okay.
perceive based off of TV.
Okay, hold on. So this is
not
what we're gonna do really
everyone
quick.
is bad.
Really quick, Faisal, finish your point, and then actually, hey, Declan, Nia, Mark, I'm gonna drop you guys down. I appreciate you guys coming up. Faisal, go ahead and finish your point for me.
Okay, so point is, Ray, you're actively being tokenized by your family, and it's not a good thing, right? You shouldn't be the reason that your family decided to develop empathy, because that's what it is. Your family doesn't. They don't have empathy, and it's weird. Like, I don't understand. I don't know if you understand that it's weird the way this dynamic that you described. It's very weird, and we're only
He
going off
understands
of
that
what
he's using
you
cognitive
described,
dissonance.
Yeah, hold on a
right?
second, Dr. Julio. I'm gonna come to you. Give him a second. Let him finish. Go ahead and finish, Faisal.
We can't be the martyrs of empathy for white people. It doesn't make sense for us as black people, because that's what we've been doing all our lives. And it seems like this has been a trend within your life, that like you were like people around you, or the black people around you, including you, were the martyrs for white people. And that's a cycle that you need to change, because like that don't work right. That's not a working relationship.
So who's
Faisal,
going to change their mind?
hold on. Faisal, thank you for coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down, okay?
Bye, y'all.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Faisal.
Swan, Dr. Julio, Erica, you guys, you three got it. Let's round this thing out, and it's t-shirt time for me. I'm just gonna let you three, have it.
Well, I think I guess in a conversation like this, you just Ray, everything that I've heard you say so far, brother, you're justifying white people's ignorance.
No, I'm not.
Well,
That's the thing.
Well, as a black man that is a Republican, the one thing I love doing is calling out white folks ignorance.
No, Michael Steele. Okay.
Have you not come across Dr. Julio before? Do you not know who he is?
No, I haven't. I
Oh,
haven't.
this is so fun. I love this. This is
Yeah,
so
I don't
fun.
think I don't think he has. I don't think he's come across my content.
No, I have not. I have no reason to lie
That's,
about it.
I'm glad you haven't.
I
I'm
freaking love this.
glad you've not. Oh boy, Ray, you cannot. One thing you can't do as a black person is play blind to racism, brother. That is the worst thing that you can do, and you also cannot be a self weaponized. You cannot allow yourself to be a self made token, and that's a dangerous thing. It's a
When
very,
did I ever become blind to it? Because I call it out.
no.
Private Christians instead of
I think you're
predominantly white.
misunderstanding what he's saying when he says blind. Dr. Julio, correct me if I have this wrong, but it sounds like you're saying that he's being accepting of it.
Absolutely, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
You really are though. Like I know you don't get it, but like when this many different people with different positions and different stands, different black people all hear the same thing and we're all getting the same thing, like it's something.
So if I tell you that I stood out at a predominantly white university and called them out on their racism, that's wrong?
No, it's not.
When I
But
called them out while I was in
I think there's a difference in understanding as far as you advocating outwardly in public to other people versus accepting it from your family. And yes, I said your family. I know you don't want to hear that because you don't think that certain members of your family is your family, but that's your wife's family is your family. That's your family, bud.
okay, yeah, they're my in-laws.
If I
And
may
you know
very
what?
quickly,
I
Santana, to
changed
that
their
point, Ray.
minds.
Go ahead, Dr.
Ray, I
Julio,
have a
and then
question
I'm
for
I'm
you.
gonna have
This is
to drop you and go to Erica and Swan.
absolutely. What made you marry a white woman?
He was just the first person that sat there and I loved when I was in college. And you know what? I was deployed
Okay.
and she stuck around while I was deployed.
Okay, so let me tell you something. My daddy was in the Navy and the Air Force. He did 4 years in the Navy, got out, did 4 years in the Air Force. He saw a lot of colorful folks. He saw white, black, every color under the Lord's rainbow.
Same here. I've dated all races. I don't care what race you
okay,
are.
beautiful. So you dated all races. Why would you not? I'm gonna tell you why you didn't, because I know why you didn't. Why would you not marry somebody that looks like you? I'm gonna tell you why. Because in the back of your mind, you still want this beautiful, ridiculous American thing called white approval. For whatever reason, you did not sign with pen and ink of self-asserted manhood, the thing Dr. King said you had to sign, and each man had to sign if he was truly be free, which is his own internal soul-filled Emancipation Proclamation. You were still chasing white approval, wanting to run away from the possibility of white backlash. You can marry who you want, but who you marry is heavily influenced by what you want to be approved by. And the choice you made in wife selection is indicative of a brother that wants the approval of the white power base. Me, I don't give a damn about white folks.
I will tell you you're wrong.
I need white
because
people to. I need.
I've
Listen,
dated
Ray.
plenty of black women.
Okay, you dated them. Dating and marrying are two different things. I quote Kevin Samuels on this all the time. We judge by wedding. We judge by weddings.
I only want to marry one person. Is that wrong?
Okay.
You see why I got to drop now?
Also, I think this is where the symmetry breaker starts for us. But listen, you getting clipped, and not in a bad way. Anyway. Holy smokes!
Is it wrong to just marry one person?
I don't think so. But I mean I understand what he's saying as far as overall seeking approval from a certain group, and maybe you have some innate biases towards that group where you actually look to find that acceptance. But as far as like marrying whoever you marry, no, there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think he has a point that, you know, maybe you got a couple of things you got to work through, but like your wife is your wife. You love your wife. So, you know, that's the focus. W's in the chat for Armaran, I think it's pronounced, who sent $1. One person, $1. Yeah, I mean, guys, we only got $200 left in the nightly donation goal. We can definitely close that out. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Anything's appreciated. Anything's accepted. Everything's appreciated, or whatever I say. Erica.
Okay. The only thing I can say, Ray, when it comes to the in-laws is you say that you call it out, you call it out, but you stick around. I want you to
Okay,
think about that. Like
am I
when
supposed to
is
leave?
no, because you're doing that whole thing, you can't help who you love thing. And I think that I personally don't believe in that because I think we all choose who we want to be with. So there's that part. And it's like, what's the deal breaker for you, bro? Like, what's the deal breaker for you? You don't have to answer that question. It's just something to think about. What's the deal breaker for you, really? Stop excusing their racism. Stop excusing their ignorance.
I'm not excusing it.
Calling it out, but not doing anything about it for yourself to protect your peace. Because obviously it bothers you if you say something about it. All right, that's you accepting it.
No, what I'm
It
saying
is.
is I heard it from my own wife and her own mother and her own father. And it said, look, the first time I met those people, they said, if anything is said, let me know so we can address it. And I said, don't worry about it. I can address it. Her grandmother welcomed me with open arms, arms wide open, the first time I met that woman. Yeah, exactly. All right. And she had nothing bad to say about me. It was her husband. They grew up in a different time. The man was born in 1930s. Let's be real. All right. My grandfather was born in 1941 and went to a segregated high school.
If
And
we're
his
gonna do
wife went
personal
to a
anecdotes,
segregated
because
high
I am
school.
gonna cut you off right here, Ray. We're gonna do personal anecdotes. My son's dad is white. His father is Yemeni, Ethiopian, and Somalian. All right, and his mother is white, just white, Scottish to be exact. So her ethnicity would be Scottish. All right,
Scottish.
and so on paper he is white, right? His nana, his grandmother lived to be, I want to say, 94 years old before she passed in 2020. And Miss Mary, all right, was, if she could have been, she would have had pink hair or blue hair at 94 years old if they would have let her. All right. She was a super leftist. And guess what? She was born in the 1920s. She grew up in a segregated America. All
Yeah.
right. But
Yeah.
guess what? Nana Mary, all right, she didn't hold those same ideas that the people that you're talking about who grew up at a different time. You see
Mm-hmm.
how that works? Those personal anecdotes work, Ray?
Mm-hmm.
All
So
right.
why,
So, Ray, think
Hold,
about those things.
yeah,
why can't you
hold
be
on
the
one second. Hold on one
catalyst to
second. Hold on one
change it?
second, Ray. Hold on one second, Ray. Swan. Swan.
Ray, do you think anybody can be racist?
Yes.
I knew it.
Oh, hold on,
No,
hold
we
on, hold
say
on, hold on,
anybody, be
hold on,
clear.
hold
Can
on.
black people be racist?
Yes, we can
Why
because
the
I've seen
fuck
it.
you
Oh, God.
lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop your fucking lying.
Real quick, Ray, what is race?
Your race is based on the color of your skin, based on your geographical area that most people derive from.
Wrong. What
So,
is
like,
racism?
oh, hey, you know what? You're black and I don't like you. Oh, you're white. I don't like you. Oh, you're Japanese. I don't
Wrong
like you.
again. Got it. That's why
That's
you don't
not
understand it.
racism.
Got it. God damn it. I didn't,
That's not
excuse my language. I didn't
racism.
think we would have to go back to week 1 of intersectionality, especially with a black man. Okay, Swan, go ahead and finish.
So I'm wrong in saying that I don't like
Yeah,
you because of the color
no,
of
no,
your
you're
skin.
you're wrong about what race is and what racism is. Anyway, Swan, go ahead.
Yeah, so the issue here is that you're equating race to feelings. And that's why for us, we know it to be something much more complex than that. And like literally everything in America is rooted in white supremacy. But
Oh
that's the
yes,
thing.
I
Wait, hold
lived an
on.
hour
Wait,
from
Hold on,
Ray.
hold on,
Charlottesville.
Ray, let Swan speak.
Yeah, so the issue is that until you understand what the functionality of racism is and what that looks like in society, you're still going to boil it down to people's individual actions. And that's a common misconception, right? I'll give you a quick example. Capitalism. Billionaires are at the top, right? Is it possible for a billionaire to gain that amount of wealth in an ethical way? Yes or no? Just a yes or no. What's the question?
Personally, I don't think so. No.
Exactly. Boom. Right. Because of how capitalism works, right? They are actively participating and exploiting the permanent bottom class that capitalism needs to thrive, right? Now, do I think that any of the billionaires hate poor people? No, I don't think they hate poor people. I don't think they want to harm them. But we're talking about a structure and how that functions in society. So if we just draw that parallel to racism, we have a hierarchy created by white people where they put themselves at the top of the hierarchy. Then they created a structure comprised of systems that affords all white people privileges and benefits through the exploitation of other groups of people. They would be the ones that are not white.
Exactly. Look, I'm in law enforcement. What was the purpose
Oh my
of
God.
the
Oh.
original law enforcement? Was to capture slaves.
Do you think a slave
The
could have been
original
racist?
purpose, yes or no?
Okay, Ray, hold on. Do you think a slave could have been racist to his slave master during chattel slavery?
Shout out to Liv.
Personally, I don't think so because we have Wanda Sykes who found out that her own family owned slaves.
Okay, but
And I don't think they were gruesome to their slaves at all because they said, look, we want to protect them.
Okay, Ray, hold
from
on.
the
I'm so sorry.
gruesomeness.
Hold on, real quick. Just I don't want you to go too far off. Did you ever look into why they own slaves?
Yes, I just said that. They don't want them to sit there and go through the same BS
It was their
and the
family.
gruesome stories
They
It
were
was
and the
their
gruesome
freeing. Yeah, they're
history
free.
family.
Wait,
that they went
Ray,
through.
Ray, hold on. They were freeing their family members.
Exactly.
Okay, so why would you think that that's racism?
I didn't say it was.
What are we doing?
Okay. Hey,
What are we doing?
who?
When
Hold on one
did
second,
I
Ray.
say
Hold
it
on one
was?
second, Ray. Hold on one second, Ray. Hey, Ray.
Go ahead.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers does not like you.
Santana, really?
I don't like. I listen. This is above me now. I like. We had a whole panel of people labor on this one, and I feel like
Embarrassing.
yeah, it did. That definitely hurt. That one, I don't understand what just happened there. This is I blame myself. I blame myself. K, I blame myself. That was me. I took that week off, and in that week, people forgot intersectionality, and we should have went back to the basis. That's it. We should have started talking about what is race again and what is racism. Erica, last words. Oh my God.
I don't know. Just thanks again for another night of great conversation. It's a weird dichotomy. It's like some type of duality that's going on there with Ray. And because we talked about this before, it's a cognitive dissonance. Like it's like his mind won't allow him to accept or even maybe even to recognize that he's their safe black.
He is. He is.
It,
He's one of the
and
good ones.
yeah, and I think it's simply because nobody wants to be seen that way. You know, nobody wants to rock the boat or whatever, but it's not okay. And I know he said that he wasn't okay with being a token because he knows that he's a token in this instance, and he has been before, but like being there, my guy, you're accepting that you're a token. And that's not okay because
No.
tokens get spent, like Auntie would say, all tokens
Mhm.
get spent. So
Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
that. Anywho,
Mm. Swan.
Time for my evening nap.
Yes. I think that Ray it's kind of okay. It's a slight relief that he thinks that all white people or that all people can be racist, and the reason why I say that is because he at least he doesn't necessarily like value himself in a negative way, because that's what I took from what he said in the beginning. But he's really just he has to educate himself. Everybody has to educate themselves on what these things are, what they look like, how they've transformed over time. And in Ray's situation, which is unique to him, having a partner of another race, she's going to need to learn as well. So
Yeah, I don't think that Ray is a bad guy. I don't. I do think that Ray is uneducated in a lot of sense of racism and all of it. I think that he doesn't have that, even though he has certain privileges. He has been literally, they're using his proximity or using him as proximity. I think there's a lot to it, and I think you just got to educate yourself. But I don't know. That's all I got. This has drained me. We're like an hour over. But technically, I guess I did start an hour late, so sucks to suck, Ray. Anyway, let's hit the song and get out of here. Not that one. Actually. Just because I want to hear it.
What's up with it, ho? How you talking about that life, but you ain't never live it, though?
I just want to hear that for a second. All right, let's get out of here, seriously.
Yeah, this ain't your regular panel. Nah, we speak the truth. Late nights with Santana and Mama Jones watching. Better keep it clean. Let's go. Late nights, truth in the convo. Everybody get a seat at the table. From the block to the books, we mindful. No screaming, just dreams in the Bible. One mic, one voice, we build bridges from the heart of the hood.
Guys, it's been one heck of a night. It's been an interesting week. Late nights will be back next week. And when we get back next week, we are still dealing with intersectionality. It'll just be another level. And I promise you, I swear for Lord, if y'all make me start back at the beginning, I'll flip everything and I'll pour water on all this equipment. If y'all make me start back at racism again, I'm gonna flip some stuff. Read a book. Read a goddamn book. I will shut all this down. I love you guys. I appreciate everyone that joined the panel. I appreciate everyone that hung out tonight. I appreciate Swan and Erica, who is still up on the panel with me and who has helped make this week successful in multiple ways. Guys, make sure you hit the follow button again. We will be back next week, next Monday, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific for another week of Late Nights with Santana. For the rest of this week, certain times I will be sparring. We do have brunch with my creator this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. I will be announcing our special guest on Brunch with My Creator tomorrow, so stay tuned. Guys, thank you for all the likes, the taps, the gifts, the shares. Thank you for being here. I love you all so much. Erica Swan, come off mute. Say it with me. And as always, peace.
Peace.